Hello, YouTube. I just decided that the best way to start a recording would be just, get a big old flob on in my gob and just breathe it in. Just inflate my lungs and inverse hockle an enormous grolly of greb and have it go all the way down into my lungs. And, turns out it's not too bad. I've recovered from it quite quickly. But it is, I would imagine, a fairly off-putting introduction to a YouTube video, especially in these COVID times of crisis that may well be over by the time this video gets published on YouTube, but oh well, who knows? Who knows? Sorry, YouTube, I've also just started midway through a conversation with someone in the chat and I was just perusing their answers. We'll get onto the Dwarf Fortress shortly. Don't worry, it'll happen. Come on. Now, both of you, calm down, alright? Both of you. Okay, here we go. Unlikely I get to use most of it even on a yearly basis later, but need to demonstrate at least a bunch of it. That sounds like maths. That sounds like engineering maths to me, he says, nodding as though he knows something about engineering maths, which I demonstrably do not, because I have failed every qualification I've attempted. Oh well, I mean that's for a given definition of the word attempted. Anyway, where was I? Let's get into some Dwarf Fortress, something I have definitely attempted in the past. I'm immediately just going to unpause the game, because we can't fanny around. This has been going on for too long. We're on session 33, I think. And what have we got to show for it? A fortress, a very bland, boring fortress with not that much sorted stone, and frankly, not enough interesting artifacts to make it an interesting place to live. And if this adamantine extraction process doesn't come off, doesn't work well, I'm afraid I'm jacking this one in. We're going to go straight down to this little bit of adamantine here. We're just going to ping straight through it with a pickaxe. And you know what? If it isn't the gateway to hell, we're just going to start channeling down. Bish, bash, bosh, bing, bong, bang, boom, biddly, until eventually demons come and consume our souls. That'll be nice, wouldn't it? Consume our souls. Consume our souls, said the fat dog factory owner. Definitely not what I meant to say. The hot dog factory owner. But then again, that's never really put me off before. Where was I? Oh yes, we were trying to get all of these little waffle drains dug, weren't we? We were attempting to make sure that there was enough drainage space for the water to go through this 8-level cistern and fall straight down into the magma below. How can it not work? How can it not work? Sure, one Z level wasn't enough, but we did observe magma levels of a single sheet, a single magma height thickness. Height thickness? Whatever. So I'm thinking just a little bit more water may well give us that obsidianization that we crave, that we lust after, that we find ourselves tumescent for. Throbbing. Excuse me. Where was I? Oh yes. I've done all the designations, but a lot of it doesn't seem to be happening. I'm seeing people coming down with wheelbarrows to pick up little bits of microcline and take them up to the dumping zone. That's fine, but I'm not seeing any pickaxe-wielding dwarves heading down here and digging any of the holes I want them to. Oh, that one is flashing yellow. Someone has picked that up as a task. Maybe we should take a little peek at Dwarf Therapist and see what's going on. Let's have a little twiddle with the what? No. That's better. Let's go and have a look and see what's happening. Now, as of the point I started this stream, we had 138 adults, 5 children, and 1 vulnerable baby, which we will protect with all of our hearts, if not all of our efforts. We'll think about them. We will think about you when you're gone. Anyway, let's refresh this list. Arrange it so all the miners are at the top. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people available for mining, although Curly Fries has gone blue, which indicates he is the militia commander and a professional administrator. What's this? How did this happen? When did I make Curly Fries like a powerful player in the fortress? Didn't even realise I'd done that. Anyway, let's do a quick read again and see what these dwarves are doing, because all of the miners should really be occupied with mining. Yet none of them are. Look at this. What are you doing? You're digging. Curly Fries is digging, even though he's got an official rank in the fortress and other duties, I wouldn't doubt. This probably should be training most of the time. Excuse me. A robot in progress. Let's take a look at him. He's currently reading in the library. I mean, come on. Take a book with you down into the mine. Sit down there and read. I mean, even if it's dark, take a torch. If you've got dwarven torches. Whatever. A candle. Just fucking take the book with you. What are you doing? Come on, dwarves. Oh, what was that? I think you might already be in, Art, but we'll take a look. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll take a look. Firehawk's currently... What are you doing? An individual combat drill. Okay, I suppose that is kind of important. He's sleeping. And this one is socialising. I mean, that's not important to me. That's not something I need to see happening in the fortress. I'm much more interested in their professional activities than their social activities, right? Oh yeah, I could have checked right there, couldn't I? But I didn't. But luckily, you were able to check for yourself. Well done. You have now fully integrated into the Scoundrel M's audience. You know what's going on. You're helping me. Okay, a few more jobs have been picked up down here. Now, I did dabble with the idea of flipping the switches down here to see if the water pressure can fill this cistern from the bottom up. It might be able to, but I'm kind of sceptical. The water source is above the tank that we're filling up. I mean, in fact, pretty much literally butts up against the bottom of the water source where it comes from. So it might work, but I feel like it might be easier anyway just to do some channeling up the top and let the water in up there. Oh god, look how much there is for them to do. Come on guys, get down here. Dig these bastard holes. Why can't you do the lower ones first as well? I suppose that is within my abilities to affect, actually. I could make the lower ones higher priority, couldn't I? What a foolish boy. What a silly Billy. What a floppy Willy. Never mind. Okay, so we've only got 4 bits of microcline left to collect there and a piece of cinnabar, is that? No, it's cobaltite. This floor's got a little bit of the same. This one much the same, except no cobaltite, and this floor has quite a bit of microcline left. Okay, let's not sit here trying to watch this pot boil. Let's head off elsewhere and trying to amuse ourselves while the mega structure unfolds. Or, well, it's not really unfolding, is it? Is constructed. Constructed? Heavens above. So, how much of this microcline is currently being dumped? None of it. Well, that's interesting, because I would like all of it to be dumped. Thank you very much. Let's come over to this bit here. Find the microcline. There it is. 59. 59, dude. Not quite as sexy as I'd like, but hey. There we go. Good. Good. So that's all the microcline in the world being hauled off into this tiny little dumping pile. Hopefully it will happen quickly. It doesn't look like we have any kind of siege or traders. No, I think the traders have gone. So we should be able to get our frame rate nice and... I say that. I was about to say nice and high, and now I see that it's like 22, 21. Can we get 10 more frames back somewhere just by being a little bit more judicious with a setting? I mean, we've killed most of our animals, right? The... what's it? The KV problem is no longer a thing, right? We've smashed all the KVs up. When I found out they weren't useful for anything except extracting skulls from, I was like, Jesus Christ, let's get these things out of the fortress. They may as well be vermin. We just got to put on some big frying pans on our feet and get stamping in the pens, because honestly, they're just robbing us of frames. What else have we got here? I mean, should I cull everything but the sheep? Because the sheep are kind of, you know, the central plank of our, you know, dairy and like textiles industries. Everything else is kind of here as an afterthought and really just taking up space in grazing land. Everything we wipe out entirely in this grazing zone can be replaced with sheep from this one, right? Because we keep getting the old lambs. They keep getting born. I don't know how many animals we've actually got now, because the numbers of the grazing stock up there in the top is going to be difficult to pick out in the list because of all these wild and exciting exotic animals I've collected with the hopes of training them up. Should we just set up a big old fighting pit and see what happens when we unleash all of this madness together? I mean, we've got a lot of interesting things in here, but I don't think we've got anything that's actually going to put up a decent fight against, you know, the demons of hell. I don't think we're going to be able to create a room with all this tat in it and it's going to defend us as some kind of bulwark against demons. But it could be fun to try it. Mind you, I'm getting ahead of myself here. We don't know if this fortress is going straight down to hell or not. This fortress could well be on a rise to enormous wealth just because of those adamantine deposits. And if they turn out to be viable, big money. Big money. More money than you could fit in a mummy. The sort of, you know, archaic mummy kind, not, you know, not a mother. That'd be a bit weird. I don't think you could actually fit that much cash inside a mother, to be honest. Not while she's alive, at least. I mean, maybe with some surgeries you could just fill up empty... I don't know. It feels like it's more effort than it's worth, you know? And first of all, why are we putting the money in this woman? Have we got to smuggle it somewhere? I mean, surely we can smuggle larger quantities using other methods. This seems insane. This whole idea has, like, tragedy written all over it. For us, for the woman. Let's not do it. Let's veto this idea. Come on, who's with me? Who's with me? Right, there we go. We channeled another square. And also demonstrated something. I don't know exactly what anyone could extract from that little outburst, but I'm sure it meant something. I'm sure there was a reason for something like that to happen. Right, here we go. Let's channel out this square here and this square here. We're getting there. We really are getting there. Let nobody doubt it. There's going to be an enormous array of waffle drains in this room before you can say whatever it is I say as an example of something quick to say, because I'm not going to say it until, you know, it's finished and therefore it doesn't matter. Oh my god. Okay. So all these designations are done. I feel like I might have to redo some of these ones that were done with the GUI stamper, just because the dwarves just aren't digging them. They're just not getting down there and doing it. We'll see how it ends up. I do need to put floodgates on all the rooms that are completed, don't I? But looking at this, I don't think any of them actually are. Oh, hang on. This one might be. Is that the top room? It is. The top room is completely finished. Interesting. Let's dig out a little area here. There we go. And in there we can pop a lever in for the gate that's going to be here. That's the dream. That's the ideal scenario. That's what we're all hoping for. That's what will give us tingles should it happen. Ah, yeah. I got all of it while it was hot. Absolute miracle. That's a good sign. I'm very optimistic about this stream. I feel like we may well discover that this adamantine is viably extractable. The fact that I got all the way through my drink without it going cold, that's some kind of positive omen. For sure, he says, reaching for his other drink. That he prepared in the background. Very clever. Very clever. Be prepared, as they say in the... No, I was going to go somewhere pretty bleak with that, but I think we'll leave it. I'm not going to delve down into the depths, grubbing around for a joke. I'm gonna keep it light, fluffy, and clean this session. That's right. No straying into any of the corners of the triangular trouble. Fuck that. None of that bullshit. This is going to be, if not family friendly, at least, you know, jolly and light-hearted. Fingers crossed. Speaking of which, Sal invited me earlier to play on the old Dwarf Fortress Streamers Minecraft server, which I'm up for. I'm only slightly concerned for what might be discovered by the children seeking Minecraft videos when they come across my content. I mean, when I say concerned, not concerned enough to not do it. Well, not that level of concern, but concerned enough to think about it and go, Then again, after my selection box shenanigans, I think everyone knows that I don't really care. I am a terrible person after all. Terrible. Absolutely awful. Let's do some channeling on this, because they're not doing any of these orders, and these have been up since last session, so here we go. If we slam them down to 4s, do this whole side, and if they get done before the rest of them, that means I have to do the rest of them. That's the evidence. That's what the evidence suggests. What's this? Why have we got them flashing when... What? Half of them are flat... What? Okay, they're getting picked up. That's fine. That's fine. What is this? Veru Obur Oslan, Hammerlord, has bestowed the name Lokumostesh, Fikuk Zunek, upon a silver warhammer. Lovely, well I'm glad, because the silver warhammers I made were all masterwork quality, so a masterwork quality weapon with a name can only mean my military's doing really, really well, right? Yes, scoundrel, yes, that is the only thing those facts could possibly be interpreted as meaning. Nothing else is possible as a solution to this conundrum. Right, back down to the mining zone, because I'm getting very, very impatient for this. I want to see these holes dug nice and quickly. But it's taking an age, an eon. An age undreamed of, as they say in the old Conan removies. Removies? No, definitely movies. Not removies. They don't take anything away from you. I mean, arguably they may take an hour and a half or so away from you, maybe 2 hours, 3 or 4 if you're watching the Lord of the Rings extended cuts, but generally speaking, they can't take anything from you. They're movies, not removies. Silence, just as the playlist ends. Perfect timing. Oh, come on, my little dwarves. Oh no, I've got it paused. Oh, I'm sitting there looking at that guy going, why aren't you moving that fucking boulder, you useless prick? Get up those stairs. My mind awash with anger and rage for him, and then I look over and see that it's paused. And all of that anger turns back on me like a chronologically reversed tsunami. Splosh it goes all over me, washing away my very essence. Let's not get back onto the essence thing. I don't remember when that was. Was that last time? We've had this discussion before. No poddling essence, only the good stuff for me. Thank you very much. Proper racehorse stuff. Now this floor can remain permanently sealed off. I don't care about this one. It's very bad health and safety practice to open up these floodgates just to test and see if it will flood from the bottom. Especially as there are people still digging in the floors above, but also it does satisfy quite a lot of my curiosity. And I need that right now. I need my curiosity slaked. I need to know if I have to fill this place from the top or the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this lever and devil be damned. Devil be damned if they get drowned or not. I mean, my curiosity must be satisfied. What's this? Hello, Sal. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us again. And thank you very much for the raid. Much appreciated. As if I didn't know it was going to happen. As if you hadn't already warned me. I was just telling people about the Minecraft stuff. Very exciting. I wonder how many childhoods I will ruin with untoward Google searches, and what the questions asked of parents shall be off the back of my appearances. Anyway, where was I? Let's have a look and see who's come with Sal. Has anyone said anything in chat? Just Sal. Just Sal. Everyone else has remained taciturn and silent, filing in single file like monks at the Abbey of Silence. Is the Abbey of Silence a real thing? I doubt it. Maybe it is, though. Maybe the people at the Abbey of Silence are sitting there furiously waving their fists in the air, howling silently into the air, going... They can't do that, though. They can't do that. No noise. They've got to be silent. They're sitting there internally screaming, "You bastard! The Abbey of Silence is a real thing, and I'm fucking right here! I'm right here! Don't ignore me!" Anyway, where were we? Hello, Davenoid. Thank you for joining us. Oh, dear. Come on, someone's got to get down here and flip this switch. This is taking entirely too long. Sorry to say hello and then immediately turn away and get engaged with the Dwarf Fortress again, but this is starting to get on my tits, to be honest. This little lever here is linked up to this little floodgate here. Should a dwarf come here and execute the orders that I've placed on this lever, this floodgate will open and answer the question as to whether or not I can fill this 8-level cistern with a waffle grid pattern of drains on it from the bottom with the pressure from the water source, or if I'm going to have to actually dig in at the top and allow the water come in from there. Who knows? We'll find out. We will find out once the switch is flipped. But it's not going to get flipped, is it? It's just going to sit there resolutely unflipped, every dwarf in the fortress going, "No, I think I'll do something else, thank you very much. I notice we have some seashells and some hoof bones." Hoof bones? No, hoofs are different. Hoofs and bones are separate. Bones, we've got bones and hoofs. We've got everything. We've got all the bits of animals you could use for crafting. I'm just going to decorate shit with it. That's what they're going to do. Oh no, here we go. My hero comes down and flips the switch at one of our farmers, taking time out from work in the fields. Up we go, let's see. Mother of God. It's working! Okay, we've got to flip that switch again now because that is going to fucking cause a problem. Add pull now. Oh, okay. Right, my hubris got the better of me again. Probably not the best. I noticed there is a petition going upstairs, but really that's not important. What we need to know is that this switch is getting flipped again, and we're not going to drown all of our miners or wash them away down little holes. Come on, people. Get down here and dig out these fucking channels. Look, they didn't do just one side. They did... What annoys me is they did a load around it, but not the actual whole grid. Why? Why are you digging that way? Why are you digging that way? I'm sure somebody's watching. I'm sure there's more than one person in chat right now who's watching and going, "I know why they're not doing it that way, scoundrel." I understand. I'll just type an explanation in and I'll read it and I'll sort of understand it, and then the next time I play I just won't remember it. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. Usgraith on Twitch. Hello. Welcome back. I think you've been here before, I'm sure. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us again. Farmer's probably going to sleep before flipping it back. He probably is. He's probably going to have a good old snooze. Have a little old snooze. Maybe a drink. Maybe a socialise. Maybe a social drink. Maybe that's what he's going for. Oh. Well, they flipped it already. Drama over. No need to worry. Although we are going to end up with soil on this floor now. Which is not the biggest problem in the world. But at least we know it can be done. At least we know we can fill it from the bottom. As the X said to the Y. Let's go up a little bit higher. We've got a space here that hasn't been channeled yet. Let's get that. They do appear to have got all of the microcline now, though, which is good. That suggests to me... Oh, there's a little bit here. That suggests to me that we're going to have a pretty good time up there when we go and look at our quantum stockpiles. Is everything in there? Not everything. Not everything, but that's fine, because we can always click here, say I, and go and dump the rest of that microcline. There's 44 bits, that's fine. Boop, there we go. And now, that'll get dumped, and the last few pieces will be brought up, and everyone can have a rollicking good time. Frolicking through the tunnels, as you do. You don't really frolic in tunnels, do you, actually? I feel frolicking is done mostly in fields. It seems to be the arena for a good frolic. I think lurking, skulking, those kind of things are done in caves. Very little frolicking. Maybe some carousing, you know, in a dwarven home. A little bit of carousing and, you know, I don't know. What's that other word I'm thinking of? Partying? Basically carousing. Whatever. I'm sure they have fun underground, but they're not frolicking. There isn't a frolic down there. What is this for? Oh, don't worry. I'll tell you. I'll let you know. Don't worry. No worries, Sal. Grab your snacks. Sorry to say, this won't work while the magma is less than 7.7 under the water. You may want to use the liquids command to top it up to 7.7. What do you mean less than 7.7 under the water? How does it work? Because we've definitely had magma. I mean, it's worked. Look, okay. What you did here? Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know what this project is all about, we'll start from basics. Down here in the magma sea, we have this sweet blue candy. Oh, it's such glorious stuff. We want it out of there real bad. We've got a proper bonk on for it, and there's nothing that we aren't going to do to get our hands on it. So, with that in mind, what we've done is we decided to introduce some water to the situation, and as we all know from our basic Minecraft skills, a bit of water plus a bit of magma or a bit of lava makes obsidian. So what we've done is we've brought a column of water here. You see this bit here? That's a stairway. A big old column of water down from this cavern, which has an edge of the map supplied, water hole, which, as we all know, is an infinite one. So, anyway, we brought this water down here through this column, and then we dug a channel around where the magma was and put these gates in. This was an addition later down the line. This was the initial dig. We flipped the switch, opened the gates, and sploosh, all of the magma here turned into obsidian. Glory day, hurrah! Pull down your socks and grab your cocks. Anyway, we got this. It was fantastic. We dug it out. Happy days. However, when we brought the tunnel around here and plopped this lot here and opened up the switch to allow some water into the magma, nothing obsidianized. It didn't work at all. It went completely kaput. Just sat there sizzling for a bit. I could demonstrate, but it would be so futile. I'm not going to. Now, that is not to say that nothing was happening. The levels of magma here were going down all the way to like level 1. Well, they were when we opened up the sluice gate on our first Z level system. Once we did that, the Z levels of magma were getting down to 1, and I think if you go water down onto a one Z level magma, not even 1 Z level, 1 magma thickness magma, that's how you get obsidian. I think. Not from my socks. Just pull your socks off. I mean, leave them on if you want, but I mean, they're handy and not on. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, where were we? Let's come up here and see. Has everyone got the gist of what I'm saying here? So now we've got this 8 Z level cistern tank to fill with water, so we can drop it all in one go. Now, from my interpretation of what Ocelot is saying, that it won't work, is because the magma needs to be more. Is less than 7.7 under the water. So it needs to come down a level, does it? It needs to come from exactly the level above? Is that what's happening here? Is that what you're saying? Because if this doesn't work, there's a very high likelihood I'll have a little tantrum and just end the fortress and start something new. I may well turn to a different fort. A different fort entirely. I could even, and now here's a threat that you've heard before, I could even boot up Blender and start working on my Jingle Cats submission. Because it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. It's going to be my magnum opus. The true testament of my existence for the ages. An artistic piece that will last for at least 30 seconds or so. It's going to be good. It's going to be amazing. I thought the lower layer of magma was less than 7.7, not full. This will work, but you will have to drain the water. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. I like hearing that. I like hearing that it will work. That's much better than hearing it won't work. Right, are there any more channels to dig out on any of these levels? I mean, there's one here that we could put in. Just got to bosh that one. Any on this floor that we've missed? Can't see any. Any on this floor? There's a fucking load of them. Of course there is. That's okay. If I just put proper orders in for some of them, I'm sure the ones around will get done eventually, because that seems to be what happens with these gooey stamper ones. So if I just do that, maybe if I go diagonally across the board, it'll do all of them. There's no reason for me to believe that. It's just a dream that I'm going to hold on to as long as I can. For as long as I can. There we go. Any more? There's another floor, but that's already dug out. That's good. Good. Right. Let's stop pausing this and make sure this stuff gets done. Right, they've picked up some jobs on this floor. That's good. That's good. I've got this to say about it. It says, Art, it might work, but then again, I have no clue what we're talking about. Well, don't worry, Art. I mean, I am only very slightly beyond the threshold of where you are. Should we see what that petition is? Let's have a little peeky poo at what this petitioner wants. A priest for the doctrines of harvesting. They got many worshippers in Cryptbeards and now require a temple and a priest. The location must be built and furnished with the new position appointed by you. I approve this request, although I've already built your temple, so I think what we actually need to do here is just appoint a priest, right? Because the temple is near the dining room. Or did I not do it? Where's the dining hall? Oh, there's the dining hall. And the temple's up here. Did I not set this off? No, it is. It's the Spicy Temple. We've got to give the Spicy Temple a priest. Come on, Spicy Temple. Get with the program. The Spicy Temple. There it is. It's a temple complex. We should recognise the priesthood. There we go. And we've got a Holy Spice. Oh, the Holy Spice. I like the name of this guy. We need a high priest. Oh, we need 25 worshippers for a high priest. Okay. Who do we make the Holy Spice? Interesting. Let's have a little peek. So, we can put a performer in. Oh, Christ, I fucked it up. There we go. We can put a performer in, and we can put a Holy Spicer in. I'm going to see... I mean, what properties... What properties make a good Holy Spice, I wonder? I mean... Do we look for one of the followers of this little group and assign them, or do we just put an outsider in charge? I'm not sure. How do we figure out who's the best for it? It looks like we've been given a shorter list. I mean, there's only a few people are qualified for this. Do we reward someone who's done something great, or do we just look for someone who's not going to get distracted from doing more important duties? I mean, we could use this papermaker. Then again, it makes sense that it'd be some kind of cook, doesn't it? Ice Frost King makes sense because he's a cook. Maybe we do that? You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to make him the Holy Spice. Ice Frost King is the Holy Spice of the Doctrines of Harvesting and their Spicy Temple. That's what's going on here. Now, who do we assign as a performer? Who's the best? Mama Sal appears to be on the top of the list. Let's go over to Dwarf Therapist quickly and see why that is. What skills has Mama Sal that allows her to be on top of the list of possible performers? Other skills. Here we go. And if we slide down this nickname list, we should find Mama Sal. There she is. Excuse me. What skills have we got here? What skills am I looking at? She's a level 3 speaker. Level 1 dancer, musician, singer, keyboardist. I'm not seeing any spectacular skills, to be frank. Let's see if have we got any good poets? How's our poetry in the fortress? Weak. Not great. Speakers. Speakers? We've only got one who's any good, really. Dancers. Decent dancers. Unusual for religions to present their sermons in the medium of dance. We do have a pretty good musician, but they're also a vampire, and I feel like the idea of having predators in your clergy is not a great founding principle. Sometimes it's hard to avoid, but, you know, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's also stop sorting these by has nickname and sort them by nothing, so that we actually get the truth here. I want to see who our greatest musicians are. There we go. Ochna here, however, level 8, and a level 8 singer. Hello. You look like you could go in. You're a musician and a singer. You dabble in percussion. We can provide you with instruments. I feel like we might have found the one. I think we found the one. Professional spearman. Shit. I bet you're not even in the military, are you? Oh, he's one of those people you can't fucking give orders to. Can we find him in the list, though? No, we won't be able to. We won't be able to. Okay, somebody else. Somebody else. Any good keyboardists? No. Stringed instrumentalists? No. Considering the number of musical instruments I've bought in this fortress, I'm pretty surprised we haven't got anyone who can actually play one. They must be just lying in a big pile. Just completely unused, full of spiders and mice. Disappointing. Anybody want to volunteer their own dwarf to be the entertainer for the Spicy Temple? Because it does sound like a pretty fucking sweet deal, right? I bet you get free food working at the Spicy Temple, and I reckon it's a pretty good meal as well. I reckon it's like people bringing their A game when they bring some food to the Spicy Temple, right? They might want their performer to follow the path of spiciness too. That's true. Then again, I think what's happening here is because the list was shorter for the previous lot. I think that was the spicy people. That was the spicy lads in the fortress who can take the role of being the leader of the spices. This guy, however, I think this is just an entertainer. This is just someone who comes in and does the job of operating the organ. He doesn't have to be a believer. He just has to be able to play the music in front of him. It's a tragedy that guy was a spear person. Alright, we're going to leave it without an entertainer right now. As long as they've got a priest, it'll be fine. It will be fine. Stored instruments. 0. Desired 5. What about if I press... Oh, I can determine how many they desire. That's interesting. You desire 5 instruments. You need a piano, a guitar, and a theremin. Oh, okay. So we've given them what they want, I think, and hopefully adding the priest to their temple will allow them for a bit of advancement. And it'll stop them petitioning me and going, "Can we have the religion, please? Oh, recognise my religion, please." Very annoying, but it's to be expected. People give a shit about that kind of thing. Looking at this is nice. Suddenly the channeling jobs are all happening. Very pleasant progress. I like it. Yeah, baby. Okay, so these floors are all done nicely. I think we can probably floodgate them up. So, B, X. Let's pop a floodgate in here. Let's go upper floor. Pop another floodgate in there. Go upper floor. Pop a... No. Pop a no floodgate. Pop a no floodgate. There we go. We want to wait for that last one to be channeled out. If we put a floodgate down there, that's just going to cause absolute bedlam. Chaos. Absolute chaos. Let's have a little look at what's going on in chat. The form of worship that comes to mind in the medium of dance is the whirling dervishes of Islam. I suppose that is true. I suppose dance is not something that is never used in a religious context. I was completely wrong. I was utterly and abjectly incorrect. Tragic, but also good to know. Good to know. My mind feels like it's expanding, pressing against the inside of my skull, giving off the false impression of meningitis. But don't worry, it's just my mind expanding. That's all it is. I'm learning here. Hello, Genoese. Welcome to the stream. Again, maybe? Thanks for joining us. Spicy Tom, please. Spicy Tom. What, are we talking about someone called Thomas, who is a spicy man? Someone who's in charge of the religion? Is that the title? Is that the name we should give to the person who's in charge of that religion? Should we rename Ice Frost King Spicy Tom? Is that what you're requesting? Am I spiking the microphone? I am spiking the microphone quite a bit, aren't I? Let's do that. Let's make a horrible little noise to avoid some horrible bigger noises. How about that? Is that better? Maybe that could be the, like, you know, when the Pope gets sworn in, they have to change their name, don't they? Instead of being Pope Gary, they're Pope Audacious or something like that. They have to take on a Pope name, don't they? Like becoming a superhero. So maybe we could do that with the Spicy Crew. 2 Spicy Crew. They can get their little... Actually, now that we've got this burgeoning culinary religion taking shape, I'm getting a little bit more interested in this fortress. It's showing me its personality. It's being less coy about its little hooks. It's drawing me in, making me want to play a bit longer. If this adamantine thing pulls off, we're going to turn this place into a city of glory. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be the kind of place that leaves architects fainting because all the blood in their body has rushed to their sexual organs and left them incapable of transporting oxygen around their body. That's what's going to happen. It's precisely what's going to happen. Don't you any of you dare claim otherwise. Sure. Very confident. We need another one here. Looks like these have all been dug out. This is fantastic. Oh, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You can do this. Yao can dow this. I'm hoping the pressure will fill it from the bottom all the way to the top, but we'll have to see. I'm really hoping that they haven't got good air pressure modelling and we don't end up with a situation where it fills up to a point and then there's lots of highly pressurised air at the top of the cistern and I open a floodgate to send someone in to check what's going on and just air goes whoosh, and comes out in an enormous gust. A gust. Nothing good about gusts, sir. Make the leader Spicy Tom. Okay, I can see that happening. Ice Frost King hasn't been around for a little while. I think they'll understand when I turn them into Spicy Tom. They know they've ascended to a new phase of godhood. A new phase of godhood? That seems very grandiose. Very grandiose indeed. There we are. Ice Frost King. Set nickname. Can we add Spicy Tom as a prefix? Spicy Tom. No, unfortunately we can't. The longest we can have is... Where are we going here? Set nickname. Oh, it shortened it to Spick Tom Icefur, which is interesting. Interesting indeed. So let's just change it to Spicy Tom. Spicy Tom, he's the leader of the funnest religion in the world. All we do is eat and get pretty fat. Oh yeah! I mean, that does sound like a fairly benign religion until you look at the strain it would leave on the National Health Service, but hey, nothing's perfect. There we go, I've just named him Spicy Tom. If Ice Frost King comes back, don't tell anybody, I'll just quickly rename one for him. Don't worry. Don't worry. What? This isn't what I wanted. Go back to Dwarf Fortress. There we go. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to put a couple more channeling orders in here because it looks like they decided they don't want to do the rest of this. Oh, fuck you, Dwarf Fortress. There we go. Okay. Let's get them digging out these final channels because this is stressing me out. This construction project's taking far too long. We've gone over time. Dwarves have probably gone over budget, but that's not my concern. That's for them to deal with in their little mortal realm. How did the list of Pope names come about? An interesting... I don't know. Well, I mean, it's pretty weird that you would have to change your name when you take on the job, right? It's that alone is a bit of an odd thing. Like you get in there, right? Congratulations, you're Pope number 1. Now you get to change your name. Oh. Well, I've always liked... Oh, no. Before you go too far down that road, let me stop you. There is a list of approved Pope names. Most of them are sort of qualities, or just... They're not, are they? It's not all Pope innocent and Pope sweet and lovely, is it? It's there's also Pope... What, Francis? Is that named after a saint, I wonder? Is he named after a saint? Not that. I mean, he's not an object. I mean, obviously, part of his existence is a physical object. I mean, that's undeniable. But he's not just that, meat. He's also software running on that meat. Never forget the software. Right, we can put Floodgate on this one now. There we go. There we go. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more squares to be dug, and then I think we can actually fling open the switch. Oh no, hang on. We'll wait till the floodgates are in. Then we can do it. Might have been a bloke who only got made a pope because his name was hilariously inappropriate. Pope Glitter. Oh my goodness. Hello, Dave. Welcome back, Mr. Velociraptor. Thanks for joining us again. I wonder, wasn't it Pope Gad? That would be Pope Gad. Egads, young man. John's and Paul's. Yes, you can have John's and Paul's, but they're Bible names, aren't they? Old Johnny and Paolo. Oh, Johnny and Paolo all the way through the bloody Bible. Can't get away from them. Johns and P-Mans all over the place. Popetron 1000. Yeah, it's true. He does love his cyberpopes. He's got a thing for sort of like crossover fan fiction between the Catholic Church and the Terminator franchise. I mean, it's an unusual niche, but I reckon if he got himself, I put beds in all those squares instead of floodgates. Fuck you. Good God. What's wrong with you, scoundrel? How have you managed to do this? You absolute nincompoop. Well, let's get rid of those. The Forgotten Beast, Appa Apu Fisanene, has come. A huge three-eyed alligator. It has a spiral shell, and it is slavering. Its goldenrod scales are large and close set. Beware its deadly blood. I will beware its deadly blood, but it can't actually get to me, so... I mean, there's a slim chance it'll be washed into my cistern, but then probably then we'll end up in magma anyway, so we'll see how it goes. But I have no fear. I have no fear of this beast. It will not cower me. Right, okay, so we've got floodgates in there, floodgates going in there. Who's this dude dressed up like Moses? What's going on here? He's got a little ankh. Right, there's that bed's been removed, so B, X for the floodgate. Oh, I see what's happened. I've pressed B to build and just gone straight into the old bed rather than the floodgate because I was already in the build menu. Well done, scoundrel. Congratulations. Congratulations. Pope pederast. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a little bit too on the nose, isn't it? I think they wouldn't have gotten away with it nearly for as long as if that was the case, right? That wouldn't work. If you've got an unusual niche, flaunt it. Wow. What about an unusual niece? I'm pretty sure P.T. Barnum would, but should we? Should we flaunt our genetically challenged kindred? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't have a niece of that nature, luckily. Luckily. That's a great Facebook name, is it? Or a Forgotten Beast name, more likely. That would make more sense. Come on, Clay Creek. I mean, come on, Scoundrel, rather. You've been streaming Dwarf Fortress for how long? And still, every time you see FB, you're like, Facebook? But I don't use Facebook. Oh. Initiate the Atom Smashers. Well, we might have to, actually, looking at these numbers down here. Our mental health is currently a little bit weird, so we might need to remedy that with a little bit of high-velocity stone. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's happened. I've built so many beds in inappropriate places for exactly the same reason. It's very frustrating. Beds seem to appear in the places you least expect them. You swear blind that you put in a floodgate, or you put in a door, or you put in an armour rack, and nope, you put in another bed. Frustrating, to say the least. Pope Cthulhu. Intriguing. I mean, they'd need to get a bigger hat, right? They'd have to relocate the Holy See to be actually under the sea. The Holy Undersea. The Holy Seabed. Oh my goodness. Right, we can put in another floodgate here. There we go. This one's been dug out now. Yeah, great. No, I need to put another bed in there. Caught myself just in a nick of time. Well done. Very self-congratulatory scoundrel. Okay, so we're waiting for just a couple of floodgates to be installed. Then we can flip that switch and then obsidianize that bitch. No, and that needs work. I don't think that's going to work as a slogan for this stream. Oh, look what I've got here. It's a little bit of sherbet and licorice. Heavens above. Delightful. But come on. There we go. That should keep me cracking. Oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's nice how many things FB can refer to. It could be a fuck buddy that turned up in your caverns. Well, you don't want to mix up a Forgotten Beast and a fuck buddy, do you? Beware its deadly spittle. Oh no, I've got it all over me old chap. Oh shit, nearly knocked my glass off there. Don't want to do that. Pope SpongeBob SquarePants if you're going under the sea. Who lives in the Vatican under the sea? Pope SpongeBob. That doesn't work. Doesn't scan. Pope Bob Square Pope. No. Pope Pants Square Bob. It's a difficult one to work. It's a difficult one to massage into position. I think I'll leave it. I think I'll step back from that potential problem and just leave it be. Let it go. Let it go. Just like the Pope. I'm going to pull the switch. I'm very tired of waiting. And now I want someone to come down here, flick this motherfucker onto the on position and get this water rising. Come on. Fill my system. Cistern. Got nothing to do with my siblings. Come on. Clean mind. Come on, someone get down here. Send one of the farmers. Find a farmer who's not doing anything, send him on a job down here to flip that switch, and let him be an integral part in the history of this fortress. Let him become dynamic, living history. That's what we want to see. Not some kind of reenactment, an actual enactment. The first instance. Come on, get down there, flip the switch. I refuse to speak until you flip this switch. You're holding things up. You're ruining the stream for everybody. Come on, dwarves. Get down here. I'm just going to keep chewing this little bit of licorice. I've got no interest in doing anything else. Not until that flitch is switched. Flitch? Switch is flipped. Flicked? Flipped? Whatever. Flip the switch. We're not paused up. We're not paused. Yes, good. We're already winning. It might be broken on your end. Let me have a look. I'm not getting any notifications that I'm under pixely, but we'll see. We'll see. Twitch can go a bit wonky occasionally. Ooh! Oh, look at this! Here we go. We're filling up. It's burbling up from the bottom and filling this chamber first. Now, we filled the one downstairs. This one appears to be filling quite a bit quicker, actually. I wonder how much height we will get. I wonder how high this will go. You see this big bowl of sherbet here? I've got another licorice stick to pick it up, but it's fairly noisy to eat, so if you'll give me a moment, I'm just going to let this fill up slowly while I tip some of this fizzy stuff in my face. Bear with me. I'll probably mute the microphone as well, so you don't have to hear my slurping, chewing and coughing. There we go, microphone back on again. Still haven't quite dealt with the licorice, but it was nice. I did get some sherbet in my nose, yes. I did. Got a tin of root beer over there that I might actually crack open in a minute, but we'll see. We'll see. Is this filling up, or is it not going to quite make it? Is the evaporation rate going to stop it from filling up? Please, no. Come on. Come on. Fill up every square. It's going to take forever to fill up, isn't it? It's going to be one of those situations. Uh-oh. Did I just... Nope, that's fine. I just minimised OBS. I didn't close it. It's fine. It is connected to a source, yeah. You go up here to the caverns. You see it's coming in through a little hole here. But it has like edge connections, so it's always filling up. It's got an eternal water source for show. Sorry, I've got a piece of licorice now stuck on my teeth. It wasn't the ideal snack to bring to the stream, it has to be said. I do love Firefox. 'Tis my preferred browser. Right, are you filling up? Oh, hello, look, we're at 2s. We're at 2s minimum. Oh, no, there's a couple of 1s floating around, but it does seem to be filling up. It's going very, very slowly, though, isn't it? Very slowly indeed. Mind you, that gives us time to flip the switch when things get a bit too full, right? That's not a negative. That's just a kind of a state of being. It's fine. It's not a thing to be concerned about. Although watching it is probably going to get pretty fucking boring. So let's go up to the surface and have a little look around the upper fortress to see what's going on. What can we do to prep the fortress for the inevitable influx of adamantine? Well, we can definitely get rid of this microcline and this cinnabar. Inventory. No, sorry, cobaltite, not cinnabar. Silly scoundrel. Let's dump that microcline. When that's all hauled out, we'll do the cobaltite. And now we need to find what stone next requires gathering. Excuse me. It doesn't look like there's a lot. What? Is there a dead goose in there? Why are people mangling goose corpses in the fucking dining hall? I mean, unless you're doing it with your teeth, I'm not interested. You guys need to stop that, alright? Only mangling is after cooking, alright? Good. Right, what was I doing there? Oh yes, I was trying to prepare the fortress by collecting stone. What are these? Nice or nice? Nice or brimstone? Could do that. Then again, I could try and finally get rid of all that fucking rhyolite that's lying around, couldn't I? Is this the rhyolite? No, it's nice. 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 Oh, there is some rhyolite here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna finally conquer rhyolite. Conquer Rhyolite Mountain, because we've already got a shitload collected here. Oh, then again, we will have this empty if we don't set it to collect something, won't we? Right, is there anything nobbling around that's giving me bobbles? It's getting me upset, apart from the nice and the rhyolite. I don't think so. I think we're almost done here. What's this? More rhyolite. Okay, so we're going to do the nice. We'll do the nice over here. There we go. Click on that. Press S. Go down to stone. Other stone. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. Bung that on. Get them collecting that. That should get some of those 14 idlers busy. Bing is my favourite browser. Heavens above. I just had a few drinks. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's fine. And I may have my trousers unbuttoned, but I'll have you know I didn't have a stroke. Thank you very much. Disgusting. Disgusting. Bear with me. I'll have some more of this sherbet. I can't stop myself. It's too good. I love it. I can't quite get it to tip over the lip of the bowl. I'm getting it near my mouth. I can get little bits of it inhaled into my mouth as I breathe over the stack, but actually getting it to give way and fall on my tongue. The bowl's just not letting it happen. Never mind. Never mind. We'll turn away from that for now and come back to it later. For now, we'll just finagle the last few bits of stone into quantum stockpiles, and then, I mean, there's not much we'll be able to do until the adamantine is done. I suppose we could build a new fancy barracks for our adamantine armour squad, right? And I suppose we could take the best of the best from the previously trained squads and sort of smoosh them in there, right? Maybe? Is that what we're going to do? I don't know. I suppose it keeps the miners busy, doesn't it? That is something there. What have we got going on? Can we do it on this floor? Or are we going to hit cavern if we go down? Oh, it's not too bad. We can do another floor. Oh, wait. Who the hell is this motherfucker? Zolak Strod Nordstadt, Administrator. Zolak Scorpion Numbers, Monster Slayer. Looking a bit green, aren't we? Got my eye on you. Goblin motherfucker. Yeah, inhaling sherbet is a dangerous adventure. You don't want to go there. You don't want to get the old caramel lung. I've got the caramel lung, Pop. I suppose we could put the barracks down here in the deeper mines, couldn't we? We could make a fancy pants barracks for our adamantine-clad squad down in the deep mines. We could even perhaps dig it off of one of the mining veins that we've done, maybe. He says, optimistically. Actually, they're not that exciting, are they? They're a little bit meh in shape. And again, there are a hell of a lot of them. We've done quite a bit of vein mining. We haven't even got all the shit out of the ground from that vein mining, and they've all exposed more veins to be mined. Holy heck. Crikey crips. I don't know where to do this barracks. Setting the digging orders is fine. I suppose we could put it up here, couldn't we? We could actually make this room the one with the barracks in. Then again, having said that, that is a damp designation nightmare, so maybe we won't. What's happened here? The caravan has arrived. Oh, and it's dwarves this time. Coming along, bringing all their dwarfy goods to trade. Okay, well, you know, I'm not that excited to see you, to be honest. There's not that much you can bring here that I can't make myself, but whatever. Upend your bags and show me what you've got, and potentially walk away with a lot of tatty old clothes. That's the ideal. That's the ideal. Hello, Mark Chesney. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Hope you're having a lovely time. Oh. Uh-oh. You know what's not having a lovely time? Nope. Turns out, false alarm. I thought it was my gusset that was about to have a hell of a time, but it turns out Hurricane Pants isn't about to start yet. It's merely a warm front advancing through the gut. Nothing so drastic as thunder. Or lightning. Very, very frightening. 720 is bearable. Oh, am I getting the scaling options? That's a good point. I keep forgetting to turn down my stream. I'm always rendering out at 1080, I think. Shit! What a fool. What a blundering clunderbunk. And that isn't even a real thing. That's just me stringing some syllables together and, you know, trying to play it out like it's a real thing. Don't trust me. Don't trust me on these things. I'm a stinking liar. Oh, we're at 4 5s and 6s. It's cool, but it's a very slow process for filling a system. Part of me, now that we've got 2 Z levels, wants to try the dousing, but I feel like if we do it before we've got all the Z levels above, it's not going to work, is it? It's going to have to be all or nothing. Fill those floors for me. Fill them up good. Real good, you see? Lovely, lovely. Correcting tests. Interesting. And presumably not your own tests. That would be crazy. Just, no, you got this all wrong, correct it, and now you've passed. That's not how tests work, is it? Is it, though? Maybe tests can work that way. Seems like a weird way to do it to me, but who am I to judge? Literally no one. Right, okay. What I do want, though, is this new barracks dug out for my fancy adamantine guys when they're ready and armoured. So, with that in mind, is this the right one? No, it's this one here. Let's actually, what I might do is just do it down here, past cavern layer 1. Just off the first cavern baffle, I think. Yeah, just off the first cavern baffle. I'm going to put a barracks here. It's going to be entryway here, entryway here. It's going to be a very bland rectangular room, but that's not what's important. Don't judge me on the exciting shapes and architectural treats of the eye that I produce. Just don't judge me. Just don't judge me at all. Judge me on nothing. What's this stone down here? Basalt. Okay. Basalt and andesite. We could actually get those hauled up quite easily, couldn't we? There's probably going to be space in the current working stockpile. Shit. Actually, there's more than these or nice than I anticipated. Holy cow. Okay, the microcline appears to have all been hauled. Let's turn off the microcline stockpile here. I'll need to press I. Go to it, press A to deactivate, go up to the cobaltite one, activate that, go over here, click inventory, go down to the cobaltite, press Shift D to dump it, bish bash bosh, easy peasy. Who says Dwarf Fortress is complicated? You liars! You dirty, dirty liars! Uh-oh. Here we go, we found a confluence. Student and master watching the same stream. Embarrassing for the master, certainly. I would say. Maybe not for the student. Maybe not so much for the student. Their youth gives them a little bit of leeway, perhaps a bit of forgiveness. Sensei, however... What are you doing watching this nonsense? Grow up. Oh dear. Right, come on. Come on, guys. Get that cobaltite dumped. I'm not seeing enough action here. I want to see all the blue in the quantum stockpiles, and then we're going to start working on dumping that nice. Nice. Gneiss. I'll bribe you with K-pop panties if you give me an A+. Heavens above. K-pop panties? That doesn't sound good. K-pop is a musical genre, isn't it? I hope so. Otherwise it sounds even worse. I don't want to get drawn into this. This is getting into the dark side of the internet. This is one of the problems Steam has. All the goddamn hentai games. Ah, I see you've played Disco Elysium. I reckon you'd probably enjoy sliding puzzle pieces around to reveal big-ass anime titty girls. No. Actually, you know what? That doesn't really appeal to me. No, go on. The game's only 75 pence. It'll be a meme if you buy it. So funny. Ha 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 ha. Oh, God. I'm giving a B to everybody, hoping nobody notices that I don't know the answer. An audacious strategy. Let's hope that that's not going to be responsible for getting people's jobs in the vaccine formation industry. That'd be terrible. Just get waved through. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in the wrong place. The Minotaur Sockrocks Sockrocks Osmadbosteb does socks has come. A giant humanoid monster with the head of a bull. Okay. Looks like we've got a little bit of an intrusion from a Minotaur. I'm guessing that's going to be vulnerable to cage traps, right? However, we do have a load of people on the outside. We don't want them there. We don't want them there at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us to the military alert screen. I'm going to activate the alert and get everyone inside as quick as we can. Lickety-split, as they say. And not as any kind of euphemism for anything rude. Don't let that kind of thought linger. Shh. Who are you, sir? Why are you on the surface? And why are you not making haste toward the gates? That's what I want to know. You seem to be taking a very laconic... Oh, that's the wrong word. Lackadaisical. You're taking a very lazy route. You're going very slowly towards the fortress, and what we need is you inside, right? Where you will not be mangled by a Minotaur. Speaking of which, let's see what this Minotaur is. Let's have a little look. There he is. Sockrocks Osmat Bosteb Daz Socks. Wow, what a mouthful. Z to zoom. Oh, he is not far away. He is definitely making haste towards the fortress. Look at him go. Oh, okay. He is taking his time. Just having a little look at the river. He's walking around, fiddling with the ring through his nose, snorting, stamping the ground, thinking about what he's going to do when he gets his hands on that fucking matador. Yeah. Oh, here he goes. No, he's on the move. He's on the hoof, so to speak. And here we can see our little dwarf taking his sweet ass time. My goodness. Come on. Nobody can be as slow as you, right? There can't be anyone else up on the surface, can there? Is he in yet? Can we afford to put in the order for flipping the switch? I mean, part of me wants to just do it anyway. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to flip that goddamn switch. And if you're not in here in time, or if you're standing on that bridge when it rises, well, you could have avoided that, couldn't you? Could have avoided that by getting a bit of a move on. But did you? Well, we'll see. We'll find out. We'll see what happens. Come on. In you get. Quick as you can. Move those stumpy little legs. Get them onto the bridge and get in here. Come on. You can do it. You can make it. I know the game has suddenly ground down to 9 frames a second, but you can make it. I promise you that. I promise you. Get in the fortress. Come on. Here he is. He's in. He's in. The little lad's made it. The orders are in. Where are you going? Who are you? Why are you here? What's going on? What the fucking blazes is Nish up to? Nish, you're an elite something or other. Don't throw your life away like this. Why would you go outside? What is your problem? What has happened to you? Who dropped you as a baby? Oh, you fucking prick. What's all this about? He's having a right old moment, isn't he? He's gone to pick up his equipment. Well, Nish Pink Books, it looks like you may have a little bit more in your mouth than you intended. I think you've bitten off way more than you can chew. There's a Minotaur coming, and you are going to get fucked. In a bad way. Bone-breakingly fucked. Pelvis-snappingly fucked. I mean, you know, probably should stop using the word fucked. He's heading towards the Minotaur. I think this is what he's here for. He's taken some kind of Slayer's oath. He's marching through the vomit corridor under the river, heading directly for the beast. You mad lad. Here it is. He's going to die in a corridor filled with vomit. Oh, hello. But how good is he really? What's going on here? He's dancing around. Oh dear, he's dead. Let's see how it unfolded. What is the news here? So we've got 2 pages of combat notifications. The elite wrestler attacks the Minotaur, but he jumps away. Blah, blah, blah. The elite wrestler scratches the Minotaur in the right hand, tearing the muscle. The force pulls the right wrist. The Minotaur kicks the elite wrestler in the right upper leg with his right foot, bruising the bone through the monster of ghillie-confined leather's trousers. The force pulls the right hip, tearing apart the muscle and bruising the bone, and tearing apart the muscle and bruising the bone. A ligament has been torn, and a tendon has been torn. Okay, it doesn't look like the elite wrestler had much of a hope, to be honest. The Minotaur grabs the elite wrestler by the lower right back teeth with his left lower arm. The Minotaur releases the grip of the Minotaur's left lower arm on the elite wrestler's left lower right back teeth. Oh, it's too difficult. It's too difficult. And then the Minotaur got excited about proving its observation. Yeah, basically, the Minotaur kicked it. It really hurt. Oh, wait, no. At the bottom, the Minotaur is lamenting the fact that it's badly hurt. In the wrist. Okay, it's got a broken wrist, which is, you know, painful, but in terms of lethal combat wounds, it's not the one. It's not the one. The Minotaur grabs the elite wrestler by the left upper leg with his left lower arm. The Minotaur gores the elite wrestler in the head with his right horn, and the injured part collapses. An artery has been opened by the attack. Okay. So, Nish, who for some reason was overcome with confidence and charged into combat with the Minotaur, has now been slain because, well, I think he's a fuckwit, to be honest. I think he's a bit of a fuckwit. Should we send our lads up to the trading depot? I think we should. We can send the traders out to fight the Minotaur if it's still here when they leave, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I want a trader, please. I suppose I should just kind of wait for the trader to get there, shouldn't I? Should I check out the system, see how it's filling? Oh, we're getting there. 6s and 7s is good. So we've got 2 Z levels basically full. Now we're just waiting for this 3rd Z level to fill. That shouldn't be too bad though. Shouldn't be too bad at all, to be honest. Might as well send Nish to attack the Minotaur. Oh, heavens above. I see Scoundrel's a fan of hentai weed puzzles, a legit game on stream. Not really my cup of tea, I have to say. It doesn't sound like the best idea to me. They started bringing those games to Nintendo Switch. You're joking. What? Surely they've got more control over their market space. He'll stand better chance if he's instructed to fight rather than as a civilian. Damn. Never mind. Oh yeah, they've got, yes, of course, the military alert. MA bing bong bang. Done. Bosh. That should stop the notification spam, and it will probably give us a bit of a better frame rate. Oh, look at that. It has. Oh, it's dropping. It's dropping. It's dropping. It's dropping. It's going back up again. It's going back up. It's getting there. I think we're good. I think 22-23 is about where we're sitting for now. But that's fine. That will probably get the old system filled up relatively quickly. Shouldn't be an issue. Shouldn't be an issue. Although I don't think the vomit will have helped Claycree. I feel like there's going to be lots of problems revolving around vomit in this level. In this level of the fortress. Because, on the surface, the dwarves, they don't like it. They get very upset. They have a good old pukey puke. Doesn't seem to take very long for them to get cave adapted either. They don't have to spend too long underground, and they just can't go back on the surface again without emptying their stomach all over the floor. Well, yeah, it could be worse. I suppose they could be emptying their arseholes all over the floor, couldn't they? Is that worse though? I don't know. Neither is fun to clean up, for sure. But in a pinch, I mean, it depends, doesn't it? If the poop is really runny, then it's, it's the worst. It's the actual worst. But if it's a big old steaming firm one, glinting in the morning sun, something with a bit of heft that you can actually get your hands around in a bag or something, that's not so bad. That's definitely not worse than vomit. Don't try to understand it. It won't make any sense if you do. There are lots of people being interrupted by tantruming people. Oh, hang on a minute. Have we got to set the mental health machine on go? I think we have, haven't we? Yeah. That's okay. What I'm going to do is... Holy shit, there's loads of combat, isn't there? I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to say W for the burrows. I'm going to say kill zone. And then I'm going to add civilians to that kill zone. Now, we're going to find out who our saddest fortress denizens are using Dwarf Therapist, if you bear with me. And then we sort by happiness. Go down to the bottom. We've got Atir, Zathan, Popalicious, Zan, and Vabok. All of whom I now sentence to death under the Freud Act of 512. Let's get those boys into the right military, first of all. Which one am I assigning them to? Oh, we don't have a suicide squad. I don't have an actual suicide squad yet. Interesting. Alright, we'll just do it using the old method I have up here, putting them in the burrow. So, Atir Menkakov. Where are you? Where are you? Let's search for you. Atir Menkakov. Huh? Adsborough. There we go. Who's next? Zathan. Let's do a search for them. Z-U-T-T-H. Well, there they are. Can only be them. Let's do another search for Popalicious. I'm pretty sure that's the only person who's going to have Pope in their name. No. Okay. Apparently Popalicious is not available. Asobok? Asobok? No. So why aren't you available? Intriguing. They cannot be put into this place. How about Zan? Zan Solonlibad. Zan Solonlibad. There we go. And who else have we got? Vabok Mind Punch. Let's have a little look for old Vabok. There he is. Bang. Vabok Mind Punch. In you go. Into the sad squad. Hopefully you will all appear up here underneath the crushing device and then get your heads caved in. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just the ending we'd all hoped for. The dream we can all get together around. Coalesce our desires. Oh, shit. There we go. Back in the fortress again. Don't you worry. So. Close, Sal. Close. Very close. Hello, Ravelin. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Hentai weed puzzles seem to contain neither hentai nor weed. What a scam. Heavens above, if you could download weed off of the internet, imagine the change to life that would make. Incredible. Okay, has the tantruming stopped? Has our population dropped? There's a question, isn't there? Let me have a quick look. 138 adults, 5 children, and 1 vulnerable baby. Holy shit, we've lost 7 adults. 131 adults left. Shit. This isn't ideal. Okay. Can we trade yet? No. We can't. The broker is currently resting. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Why would the broker be doing anything like what we asked him to do? Come on now. Could just open the gate, put the alert back on, open the gate and let the Minotaur in over the traps, couldn't I? I have a feeling that the traps will work. When the traps don't work. You know what? Let's give it a crackle. Nobody's actually... Oh no, they are coming up to the surface, aren't they? Oh, the Minotaur will probably hang around for a while. We haven't got to panic. We haven't got to worry about it right now. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Okay, we're now on to the third Z level. This is good. So we've got 2 full Z levels. And we're still on 1s and 2s in the top left corner, but we're getting there. It's only going to take another, year or so real life time for this to fill up. It's not going to be a problem at all, is it? It's going to be absolutely fine. Oh my, it's going to be a massive issue. There we go, continue watching. Set over here, I've got a notification in Steam. Oh, it's Sal's Discord, which I could have sworn I'd already joined. It turns out, no, apparently not. Everybody should, though. Everybody should. I mean, not everybody. Everybody watching this, there's a strong chance that you probably should. But, you know, as a general thing, everybody in the world, I think it would just get confusing if everybody signed up for the same Discord, wouldn't it? I mean, talk about problems, right? Talk about problems. Or don't talk about problems. Talk about happy days. Oh, look! One of our Sados has made his way up there. Old Zathan Risen Rombrist. Lovely. Well, let's go down and flip the switch and permanently cure all of his mental ailments. There we go. That's the right switch. Add Paul now. Back up to the surface and we can watch him get obliterated. And as soon as that's done, we should probably go and make him a nice little memorial slab so his ghost doesn't start flouncing around the place giving us jip. Okay, can we trade yet? No, you cannot trade. It's not allowed. It should work then, not trap avoid. There's a fair few people in the world that I'd rather didn't join my Discord. Many are politicians. That's true. That's true. This is a coffee lid. This has got nothing to do with me talking to you. This is not some signal to the political elite to have them assassinate you. This is just me sniffing the lid of a coffee jar because it smells of coffee. Quite a nice smell. It's good. Right, can we trade yet? Oh, come on, Vukar. Get yourself into the mix a little. I mean, sure, the delays aren't too bad. It gives more of an opportunity for the downstairs to fill up, but come on, Vukar. Get a trot on. Nope. Still no Vukar. And we've now got 16 or 17 idlers, which suggests to me that everything that they might trade is now in the trade depot. So come on, guys. Come on, guys. Get a move on. Oh, the nice stockpile's full. That's good. In that case, while we're at it, let's click on that. Is that the... Oh, it's not even working. What? Question mark? Oh, there we go. Turn off that one. Need to find the one that's got the nice in it. And then once that's done, we can... Oh, actually, I don't think we have one yet. I could just bung it in with the rhyolite, couldn't I? We could empty both these at the same time. Oh, fuck it, I'm going to do it. The rhyolite stockpile is now no longer just for rhyolite. It's also for nice. So, we do have to go into it and change it so it keeps nice. Clay? No. Rhyolite, there we go. And... nice. There we go. And now, if I say... Is it this one? Is that one? Active. There we go. Then we can go into here and we can dump all the nice 119 pieces of, there we go, and we can also just go up to this stockpile here and do exactly the same with all the rhyolite. Oh, that's got nice in it. Well, shit. I had no idea. Oh, so I could have just... Oh well, we've mixed the rhyolite and the nice now. We've done it. It's too late. Nothing I can do about it. It's a problem, but it's a minor problem. A teeny, weeny problem. No, don't tell YouTube about secret signals. Can't do that in our house. My daughter is mortally terrified of it. If you pull your eyes open all wide like that, she will absolutely freak out. So I've got to remember not to do it. Not to do it. And also not to show her that famous Mr. Bean sketch. I was about to call him Dr. Bean, and I don't know why. Why would I call him Dr. Bean? It's almost calling the other one Mr. Who, isn't it? Foolish. Foolish. Put him in the trade depot burrow. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. That's not the craziest move. However, he may already be... No, he's still fucking resting. Alright, Vukar Nolodum. I'm going to put you in the trade depot burrow. Oh, actually, there might not be one. Yes, there is. There is. There is. Of course there is. C. Vabok. What was his name again? Fuck, it was Vabok something. It wasn't Mind Punch, though, was it? No. One more try. Here we go. So his name is Vukar. Vukar Nolodum. Vukar. Vukar. Stick it up your jumpa. Vukar. Vukar. Stick it up your jumpa. Okay, so we're adding a civilian. It's got to be Vukar. Where is he? S-V-U-C-A-R. There he is. Vukar Nolodum. Bosh. Get in there. No fannying around. Just fucking do it. There we go. It'll happen. It will happen. We can reset the mental health smasher now. I note that the guy's been obliterated. That's nice. Got to also get down to the Craftsdwarf workshops and make sure... Add pull. Now, there we go. That memorial slabs are made. We don't want the undead causing trouble in the fortress now, do we? Add Alt-S. Dishmab hasn't been... who else hasn't been done? Anyone else? Kib? Lolor? Nish? Pickard? There we go, that should do. We probably should have some already existing that haven't been placed in the graveyard yet, so we'll put those down. Build. Alt-S. I would like to put a slab here. And it's one of these memorials, please, ideally. Lovely. Fantastic. Another memorial. Alt-S. Click there. X. Another memorial. My goodness. I've made so many of them that I haven't laid. We've probably got ghosts haunting the corridors of this fortress as we speak. I've just not paid any attention to them. Which seems par for the course, doesn't it? Seems fairly likely. Seems like the kind of way things go here. In this neck of the streaming woods. They're all memorials. Wow. Just realised I could just put them... If they're all memorials, I have to keep checking which ones are and aren't memorials. Just keep slamming them down. Bosh! Done! Right, now, can we do it now? Well, he's on his way at least. That's the main thing. Oh, this is probably him here. Look, it is. Come on, Vukar Nolodum. What's your deal? Why are you so keen to not do shit? And sploosh. Let's do it. Let's trade. Can you hear the trade deal? Spoil their bars and all of their little bits of gemstone because I like them. Do I want to buy all their blocks? Nah. Do I want to buy their raw green glass? Why not? All their clay as well. That makes sense. Do I want their rope? Not really interested in rope. It's not going to stop me buying it though. Here we go. Ropey ropey. Oh, look at all the rope I'm buying. I'm a mad rope lover. He's a ropey lover. He loves ropes and not chains, just ropes, please. Do 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 do. Platinum flask. Gerthorned old leather watersk. Nerd catastrophe for leather water. Lovely. Gunter leather waterskin. Probably some of the best stuff we've had delivered. Giant rattlesnake bunrund. Bone what? Oh, these are musical instruments. I forgot the dwarves also bring musical instruments, don't they? Are we going to do these? Are we going to do all the musical instruments? The stanir, the tobal, the shizek, the basin, the golest? There's so many of them, aren't there? They did bring a knob. Maybe we should grab their knob. You know what? We'll buy all these instruments. We can look at them later. If you... Oh, go on then, Sal. Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Has anyone got a favourite? Let's have a look what we've got here. We've got a Stanir, a Golast, a Rimad, a Basin, a Tobal, a Shizek, and I think then that's it. Note the Knob and the Tekak, both new to that list at least. The most expensive musical instrument is this Stanir. Let's have a look at the Horn Silver Stanir. Stanir Barathir. This is a well-crafted Horn Silver Stanir. It is decorated with finely crafted reindeer hoof. This object menaces with spikes of well-crafted stibnite. On the item is a well-designed image of a coyote devil in water buffalo bow. The Stanir is a mid-sized handheld percussion instrument. It consists of a stone bar. The musician plucks the bar. The instrument has a single mid-high pitch. The instrument has a delicate, bright, light, focused timbre. I'm sure it does. We've discussed this creature before, haven't we? We've come across this particular musical oddity in a previous session. The Stanir is essentially a brick that you shake so fast it causes a buzz. I mean, not the most easy instrument to play, I would imagine. I would imagine there's I imagine you look all of the Stanir players as they walk around the lands doing their bard shit. They look like lopsided Popeyes. Every single one. I know. Well, not just your fingernails, your fingers entirely. This is like those bells that you have to pluck on that other instrument. I'm not sure how it's done. Plucking a metal bar. But anyway, let's try and figure out the noise. A delicate, bright, light, focused timbre. Okay, so it's plucked. I'm guessing it goes... Too wet. Too wet. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one. Plucked concrete bars. I don't know how they work. I say concrete. Plucked stone bars don't seem to make any sense to me. I don't think I could play one of those. I could play with a knob. Easy peasy. I'm a dab hand at that. But the Stanir, not really my kind of... was it a Stanir I was looking at? Was it? Yes. I was looking at the Stanir. Silly fool. What else have we got? Let's have a look at the... Never looked at the Stanirs. Let's look at the knobs. Why not? Let's have a little knob watch. What have we got? There's this earthenware one, and there's another one here which is slightly more valuable, although it doesn't seem like there's a big market for knobs. They're not making money. Let's have a little look. Show me your knob, trader. Let me see if it's worth purchasing. This is an iron toy axe, pardon. Not the toys. Don't show me the toys. Show me the knobs. This is a well-crafted earthenware knob. It is encrusted, poor choice of words, with well-crafted round selenite cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of copper. On the item is an image of a giant mantis in large rat bone. I actually like the sound of this instrument. The knob is a tiny handheld percussion instrument. It consists of a ceramic block. The musician shakes the block. The instrument has a single high pitch. The instrument has a full, focused, harsh timbre. That's the sound I'm imagining. That's the sound I'm imagining, because, I mean, what noise can you make by shaking a block, even if it has a cool picture of a giant mantis in rat bone on it, right? Yeah. Shake your tiny knob like a teenager. That's the only way that we can make sense of this particular effort. Let's have a look at the Rinmol. What's a Rinmol when it's at home? Tell me more. It's only worth 70 trade credits, this one. Is there a better Rinmol? Don't think there is. Oh well, let's look at the Rinmol anyway. This is a goat bone Rinmol. The drum is made from goat bone. The head is made from cat leather. The Rinmol is a small handheld percussion instrument. It consists of an hourglass bone drum with a leather head. The musician strikes the head. The instrument has a 1.5 octave range, going from a high to a very high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has a sparse, dull timbre. So I'm thinking like a dink, 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 more of a It's not really a leather drum though, is it? That was more like the Rinmol. How about this? Would this sound right? I'm guessing that's probably what a Rinmol sounds like. The top of a decaffeinated coffee pot lid. You just tap it. That's the Rinmol. Even if it's made of goat bone, doesn't matter. Still sounds plasticky. So, what about this Shizek? The Shizek's worth a bit of money here. Look, 840. It's got to be worth more. It's just got to be more than a single metal or wooden bar, right? This is a finely crafted clear glass Shizek. The keyboard is made from elk bone. The case is made from clear glass. The bells are made from green glass. The Shizek is a mid-sized handheld glass musical instrument above which hang 22 glass bells. The musician uses a bone keyboard to select which of these bells are struck. The instrument has a 4.5 octave range, going from a mid-low to an extremely high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a sharp, fluid timbre. It has 2 registers. The low register has a full, pure, wavering timbre. So, full, pure and wavering, while also sharp and fluid. And let's not forget, this is glass bells. Maybe, what kind of sound does a glass bell make? Often, when it comes to bells, I reach for the dong. I say, this big old bell has to make a dong noise, right? But these 22 glass bells, 22 green glass bells, they're much more in the tinkle end of the spectrum, right? They're not donging, they're not bonging, and they're probably dinking, clinking, and maybe at a stretch clanking, but I don't think they're going to clank. Glass that clanks cracks, right? They're going to tink, dink, donk, crack, crunch, maybe, I don't know. Extremely high pitch, full, pure, wavering, sharp and fluid. Maybe? I don't know. The high register begins at high pitch and has a light, wispy timbre. Okay, so we want it light and wispy, while also sharp and fluid. There we go. The intro to Star Trek The Next Generation played on a clear glass Shizek. It's not my greatest musical effort, but let's face it, even my greatest musical efforts don't really amount to much, and therefore you should be happy that I didn't just go really bad, and you haven't died like the creatures out of Mars Attacks when they hear that song go, whoa, you know the one. Well, that's all the instruments had a little look at. Not all the instruments, but I had a glance, I had a little peek. Let's see what else they've got in the trades. Anything interesting? Puzzle boxes. We just made a puzzle box recently. Our own lament configuration. It was a bit shit. Do I want to buy the cows? I could buy the cows, and then we can have them all slaughtered and keep the cages. Then again, it's not like we're low on animal parts, right? It's not like we need animals. The only reason I'm buying them is a sort of strange flexing. I'm buying like bears and stuff like that in cages, but anything that's like an agricultural animal, fuck that. It's unnecessary. We just don't need it. Cedar barrels, almond wood barrels, dwarven rum barrels. Yeah, it's all very boring, isn't it? Once you go past the musical instruments, everything gets a little bit meh. Unless you want to spend time melting down all this crap to get bars of stuff that you have in great abundance. It's a shame they never trade any adamantine goods. I could probably afford to buy all the adamantine in the world using my spinning green glass discs. Oh well, never mind. Cave spider silk herds, pigtail bags. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Oh, we'll buy all their bins, but I'll do that with a search at the end. Let's just keep going down here. A platinum figurine of an Utz. It's got 3 R's. It's got to be warrior, right? Warrior with all of the vowels removed. A white stalk bone amulet. Oh, heavens above. Steel bolts. Meh, don't really need those. Yak bone crowns. Blah, blah, blah. Large gems. Boring. Steel and iron anvils. Very nice. Let's have all of those. Thank you very much. Drunian sweetbreads. Prepared mule heart. Giant mole meat. Common snapping turtle sweetbreads. Prepared porcupine brain. Panda sweetbreads. Giant skink sweetbreads. Prepared carp brain. Black bullhead. Rainbow trout. Perch. Yellow bullhead. Perch. Plum helmets. As you can see, I'm buying all their food because why not? Why not? We can eat it. Keeps the dwarves happy. Gives them a bit of variety if we buy all that shit. It's nice. I've also bought a ton of thread. Don't really need it. But once again, I mean, that's not really what's important, is it? It's just get as much crap as you like. You could use the thread. Who knows? Maybe our textiles people will leap into action. A beast of Leto. Is this some kind of Dune spin-off here? Is this some kind of Atreides Sardaukar? Maybe. Unlikely, though. Unlikely. An enormous iron corkscrew. Various cheeses. We'll buy all the cheeses, I think. Lovely bit of fromage. Lovely bit of fromage. A rock salt jug. That's got to make everything you put in it pretty salty, right? We found the books. We're going to buy The Fort without reading it. Same for The Mystery of the Fort. Meditation on Stilzlichtements. I think that's Lash Torments, isn't it? Zoom in, zoom out. Stozy Lash Torments. It was someone called Lash Torments. Principles of Bosa Diestol. Nope. Was that it? For the Love of the Mountain Home? Goodness. Dead Tome Exposed. Oh, heavens above. The Dwarf for Everybody. For Everyone, sorry. 8-sided die. An obsidian-bound codex. Now, this sounds mysterious. I do like a bit of obsidian, so I'll have a little read of this one, see what it's like. This is an obsidian-bound codex. This object menaces with spikes of giant kakapo bone. The written portion consists of a 35-page essay entitled The Nuanced Rith Labourdead, authored by Rith Labourdead. It concerns. The writing is full of force. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Well, you know what? We're going to buy it for our library anyway, because it's not like we haven't got the money, right? We may as well buy all the books and all the parchment sheets, because what else are we going to do? Leave it? I don't think so. Now, here's the important bit. Make sure that we get rid of all... Oh, wait a minute. No, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. We need to do a search for a bin, don't we? Q-B-I-N. There we go. It's cloth bin, leather bin, cloth bin, cloth bin. That's quite a bit fewer than I was hoping for, but never mind. So what do we need? 20 grand's worth of stuff. So we put all our tatty clothes in. I should probably put Mr. Swerwer back on as well, shouldn't I? There we go. Lovely. So, there's the tatty old clothing there. Is there any more of that knocking around? Or is it all about my balls and my discs? I think it's all about my balls. No. Tell a lie. Don't listen to me when I start talking about my balls like that. There's more clothes here. More tatty old clothes that need getting rid of. We will avoid sending a 60 grand artifact out. That's, that's a bit of a waste of effort, isn't it? Let's keep that one in the family. Any more? No, but there are some mechanisms, so let's bash those out in the trade. We don't want those. Get rid of all the low quality mechanisms. What's our deficit here? So, traders are losing 11 grand. Where are my balls? Let's put some of my balls on the trade table. There we go. They're still losing. More balls. They've gone into profit. Yeah, everybody profits over my balls. And here we go. They're making 16 grand profit. Seems fine, yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Thicket is ecstatic with the trading, or at least he seems so. Sure, I didn't buy any of his knobs, but I think he's okay with that. I think he's going to let that go. He's going to let it slide. It's not going to be an issue down the line. Now, I wanted to get out of that trade relatively rapidly, because obviously we've got this system filling up down here, and the more time we spend in the trade, the less time that is filling up. So honestly, the less time we can pause this now, the better, because it's got to get all the way up to as deep as it's going to fill. Maybe it won't fill up all the way to level 8, we don't know, but ideally I'd like to get it filled all the way up to level 8 and then sploosh. What time is it now? It's 1:30 in the morning. There is a chance that it will happen tonight. We'll have to see. Oh yes, the trader needs to be released from their burrow. Very good. Very true. Okay, got to find him first though. What was your name again? Vabok? Vonim? Began with V, that's all I remember. There he is. Vukar, that was the name. Vukar Nolodom. It's cool though. He's out. Now, nobody who got sent to the mental health clinic as a part of a borrow order has actually gone. So I may need to create a new suicide squad. So with that in mind, excuse me, let's go to the Mountain of Stasis, and from there create a new squad. Oh, we can't. I have to do it from the Ochre Locks, apparently. Huh, okay. There we go. No uniform. Bosh. The Equal Lances. Very nice. Now, we'll find our saddest dwarves and we'll pop them in. Although, having said that, let me do that via Dwarf Therapist. That's probably going to make more sense. Let's watch those stockpiles getting hauled while we're here. Over to Dwarf Therapist. Sort by happiness. Better just read the numbers as well, just to be sure. Oh, hello, we've lost another adult. We're down to 130 adults. Mind you, at this point, for me, life is cheap. I'm not so fussed if my dwarves start popping their clogs right now. This fortress has got a bit dull. You know, maybe if things spice up a bit with the adamantine, we'll start to give a bit more of a fuck about them, but we'll see. We'll see. The Equal Lances, that's where I'm putting all these people. There we go, put you in there. Scientist Squad. Huh. Okay, he was already in that one, sorry. Excuse me. Just got to go through here, putting all these sad lads into a military squad. Equal Lances. Logan, you going in there? Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. Equal Lances. Commit. There we go. I can come back to Dwarf Fortress. Go to military. Look at the Equal Lances. There we go. Fantastic. Then we go up to the Sadness Room. We go to Squad. Equal Lances. Move. And we place them all here. There we go. Lovely. And hopefully they'll actually do that this time, rather than when I told them to go to the burrow, and they'll be able to be treated for their mental health issues. With obliteration. Absolute annihilation. Hey Fuzzy, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Thanks for coming over and checking the fort out. As you can see, developments are moving slowly. Oh, so very slowly. Oh, we've got this massive water cistern down here. Oh, he's been missing for a week, has he? Could that be because I smashed him with a bridge? I'm trying to fill these Z levels here. I've got 1, 2, done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 still to go. Hang on a minute, my counting might be a bit off. Whatever, we've got several Z levels of water to fill up before we can douse the magma and try and pull out some of this sweet adamantine. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, the ghostly woodcutter's been put to rest, very handy. Woodcutters, very problematic ghosts. You don't want them walking around swinging axes. It's a bad scene. It doesn't work out for me. I don't like it. Oh, it takes so long for this to happen. 25 frames a second though, we shouldn't complain too much. We shouldn't get too snippy about it. Did I dig out that second barracks, or did I just not bother with it in the end? We are going to have to pause the game to actually get the digging done. Then again, Do I really care about that? Do I really care that much that I won't pause it just for a barracks? Oh, I dug it out deep down, didn't I? That was what I did. Underneath here? Yeah, there it is, look. Haha! Okay, so what have we got in here? We've got a bit of brimstone, a bit of basalt, a bit of andesite, allanite. You know what? I could build it here. But part of me thinks, fuck it, go up to the surface and keep it nice and surface level. Because you have got to haul a lot of shit out of here, right? Got a pair of mittens, ton of copper nuggets, loads of exotic stone, relative to the surface that is. I mean, if we can dig it into a nice wall, or into a rhyolite wall, we're good. Maybe I should just put one up here. Then again, that's even more orthoclase. We've been dealing with orthoclase so much. And again, a prime slot for training right opposite the food court. Maybe that's a good place to put something. I just put a barracks in here or something and make it very fancy and smooth walls and whatnot. In fact, we could even put in like green glass walls for the whole thing and a green glass floor, couldn't we? Excuse me! That'll be the sherbet kicking in. Oh, I can actually take in deeper breaths now that I've done that. Although, ironically, that's the last thing I want to be doing. I don't want any of this coming in the other end. It's just been expelled. We don't want it reintroduced into the system. That would be madness. Pure, unfettered madness. What do we do? What do we do to pass the time? Because I'm loath to start any long-winded designation streams, because of course that's going to eat into the system filling time. Oh man, look at this. So much of this stone getting hauled out straight away. Oh no, there's more microcline. Where'd that come from? Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter, it's fine. Actually, maybe we will go down to that barracks that I dug out and we'll just put some of the stones in there and get them collected out. What was it? Andesite? It was andesite, basalt, brimstone. Copper nuggets will get called anyway. Andesite, basalt and brimstone. Easily done. Easily done. Let's get rid of them all. So, here we go. This stockpile. S, stone, other stone. Where is it? Andesite, basalt, and what was the other one? Andesite, basalt, and something else. Brimstone? Brimstone. I think it's brimstone. We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out. Cavern hunting? Question mark, Dave. Cavern hunting? Not done any cavern hunting in quite a while. Haven't done anything in the caverns whatsoever. I've kept them very tightly closed. I think the next fortress is going to be much more focused around doing surface stuff and using minecarts underground to haul stuff. And we're going to have proper surface-based stockpiles this time. And we're going to try and use minecarts to pull everything out of the ground. We'll see how it goes. You never know. I might be able to make a fabulous castle. Or we might all end up dying because we're on the surface. You never know. Depends if we gain the ire of any flying enemies. Then again, I can always put roofs on the buildings, can't I? There's no reason why we can't have roofs. Oh, looks like they're making some nice masterpiece clothing. That's good. Hopefully that'll keep up and they'll be making tons and tons of it. They won't though, because I've set them to make no more than 10. Just keep 10 in stock. Now that I think about it, the chances of us ending up with a surplus of clothing is pretty slim. Mind you, I'm not seeing a ton... Oh look, there's the rope stockpile. I forgot we'd done that. It's considering how much rope we bought last time, that doesn't seem like much, does it? Do we have other finished goods stockpiles in which we are storing rope? Yes, by the look of it we do. Let's click on this one. Change the settings. Go down to finished goods and say we don't want chains in here because they're ropes. When you get right down to it, they are ropes. Get those moved, thank you very much. There we go. probably not going to happen immediately. I find that bins tend to slow things down. If you want things organised into piles and whatnot, if they're in bins, it just makes everything happen 100 times slower. Oh, hornblende, you say? Okay, interesting. Got to move that little rock somehow. I could just make it a hornblende. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and add hornblende to the stone stockpile that's gathering. Hornblende, 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 S-H-O, there it is. Lovely. Get that lump of hornblende in that stockpile and we'll get it quantumed up. We'll get it quantumed up real good. Oh yeah, baby. Baby, baby. Oh, should we go and have another look at the system? 1, 2. Oh, it's at 4s and 5s. Now, it's not happening. It's not the slowest thing ever, is it? It's not quite tectonic. It's not quite glacial, but it's certainly not exactly Formula 1, is it? Come on. Although I don't think there are any racing like syndicates based around the idea of filling tanks with water. That would be an odd race. There we go. Keep filling it up. Come on. Keep on filling it up. Oh, hello. Look. Looks like our sad lads have made it into the killing room. Welcome to the killing zone. Welcome to the mental health clinic. Is it this one we want to pull? It is. They don't want us to, but we're gonna. There we go. Add pull. Now, bang. Up to the surface again. Let's watch as they are obliterated. Is it going to miss these ones? Please don't miss these, lads. You've got to smash these ones too. Come on. Smashy, smashy. Da 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 da. You are my smashy boys. You're gonna get smashed to bits. No? Come on. Someone pull the lever. Someone get them obliterated. Let's look over at chat. It'll happen while I'm looking at chat. Dwarf slaughter. It is. It is dwarf slaughter. But they've been diagnosed with sadness, which is a terrible disease that we don't want spreading through our fortress. So there we go. Bosh. Look down here. Suddenly we don't have quite so many sad dwarves. We do still have one though. We have one sad motherfucker knocking around. So we've got to find them and we've got to squish them. Stop that sadness spreading throughout the fortress. Add pull now. There we go. Pull the lever. Okay, we'll let them sort the rope situation out because I realise now I prompted them into an actual mayhem of rope collection and dumping off. But you know, could be worse. Could be worse. What can we use ropes for? I mean, we can tether dogs to them and other animals, but is that it? Is that all of it? I don't know. Could be. Right, let's find that sad guy. Get him squished. Over to therapist we go. I'll come with you. Here we go. Once again, we read the dwarves. We had 130 adults, 5 children, and 1 vulnerable baby. And now we still have that vulnerable baby. 5 children, but only 127 adults. And who is the saddest? It's old Atil Mengokrath. What do you do? Why is your name blue? You're a militia captain. Sunk into a depression. Oh, disaster. There's not much we can do about that, to be honest, unless he snaps out of it. He's not going to do what we want him to. Bit of a tragedy, really, that. I'm afraid just giving them beer isn't quite enough, unfortunately. The only thing that I've seen that works effectively to remove mental health issues from the fortress is total and utter annihilation. Just crushing them. Crushing them under a drawbridge. It's the only way. It's sad, but it is the only way. It's not that sad. I actually quite enjoy doing it, to be honest. Maybe I'm a monster. Maybe I'm some kind of beast, but I did enjoy it. Right, let's have a quick look. What have we got going on here? Crutches, wolf leather, quivers, caps, splints and crutches. Got all these musical instruments. Holy shit. Sills, ecros. More rope, more rope. Earthenware amulets. Lots of earthenware figurines. I'm guessing what's happened there is that's where my my clay makers, my clay people have been making all those goods and just dumping them in here. Forgotten Beast Silk Nupto. So much stuff. Milamas, Fachichis, Laches. So many musical instruments, it's ridiculous. There's tons of gems in there. Athrabs, Ekros. We need to make some kind of treasure room to store all these bits of wealth in, because frankly they're doing nobody any good sitting in these boxes. Not doing any good whatsoever. Mist, says Davenoid. We do actually have access to mist in this fortress, being that there's a natural waterfall just up that way. But I've never really dabbled with it. Never really got me going. To be honest, just smashing them seems to be a pretty effective method, to be honest. It's worked well for me so far in this fortress. It has definitely stopped any... it's nipped any downward spirals right in the bud. Which is pretty good, I think. Pretty good. Come on, everybody. Shift all these ropes. Get them in there. Once the ropes are gone, then we can start shifting stone again. Blood mist it is. Even if it gets a chance to be blood mist, I think what we end up with mostly is blood mud, which is the opposite of mud blood. It's literally blood in mud. Oh dear, come on scoundrel, you can do better than this. You've got an hour to go and yet somehow you're flagging, you're falling apart, you're not doing the best you could, are you? Put your best foot forward. Oh, hang on there, that's actually too difficult now that I think about it. What is my best foot? What does best foot even mean? Ooh, have I stopped making shit with clay? Actually, we'll leave the clay stuff. We don't need to worry about that. What we do need to worry about is this massive backing up of ores that aren't getting smelted. For fuck's sake, everybody. Please get smelty. Don't stop smelting shit. That's not what we need right now. What we need is full-time smelting operations going dusk till dawn. Hell for leather. That's what we want. Your best foot is the one you kick hardest with. Do you maybe need a nice cup of tea or something to cheer yourself up? Perhaps. Maybe I should grab myself a root beer while I'm here. Then again, I have had a few cups of coffee, haven't I? Maybe... Is there caffeine in root beer? Probably is, isn't there? Probably shouldn't be drinking it at 2 in the morning. Then again, I am a bit thirsty. Ooh. Fuck it, I'll go and get one. Oh, I'm back in a moment. I'll just leave the game running. Let's take the old headphones out. There we go. Oh. Ow! There we go, I just toe punted a chair, which resonated back through my clicky old man knees. Cheap and tasty. There we go. It's a bit refreshing, that was. Okay, so why are we suddenly here? The captain of the guard is taken with a fey mood, you say? Well, there he is, look. There he is on the stairs. Okay. Well, you go and grab all the gear you need to fulfill your fey mood, and we'll see how it works out. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Good. Shall I just open the gates and let the Minotaur in and our sort of traders out and perhaps invite chaos? Because it may end up in a few dead. I know that as soon as we open the gates, people are going to flood up onto the surface and start collecting shit that I've put collect orders on. They can be like, oh, let's go get all those steel bolts that were lying on the surface. They always do that. Don't have that here. The only British thing we have here is tonic water. I do like a gin and tonic. I don't think I'd like a gin and root beer. I don't think... Root beer doesn't strike me as a drink that mixes well with alcohols. Oh, someone claimed a leatherworks. Oh, the most boring of the claimable workshops. Congratulations. Your artifact will be tedious and uninteresting. My God, I didn't realise quite how much rope we had. Look at this. That's insane. It's a bonkers quantity of rope. Mind you, once we've filled it up, we can start putting in some bins and hopefully they'll stack it all together. Why do I keep getting all this rope? What do I need it for? Dr. Pepper is a kind of root beer. I didn't know that. Yeah, that joke about Dr. Pepper. Why does Dr. Pepper come in bottles? Because his wife died. It's a lovely joke, isn't it? Very heartwarming. Very heartwarming. A tale of triumph against adversity, I would say. Tesco stocks root beer. It's finally made it through to all the major chains. I really only shop in Sainsbury's because I'm too lazy to walk any further than that. But they've had it in there for a while. Although, excuse me. Pardon me. I first discovered root beer in Asda's. There we go. What an anecdote. Wow. Heavens above. How will the audience cope with such cracking material? Oh, is Dr. Pepper a kind of root beer? I don't think so. I find the flavour of root beer quite distinct. It's different from root beer for sure. A lot of people, it's one of those drinks that you either really like or you really hate, because it smells like deep heat and has the same flavour as that pink mouthwash at the dentist. But I like that. I like that. Is that the right? Am I thinking of the right mouthwash? I'm not sure if I am. Let's see what the ingredients say. Carbonated water, yeah, obviously. Sugar, sure. Flavourings, and then colour. So it's just got flavourings in it. Doesn't tell me particularly what it is that's giving it the flavour, though. Still, it's nice. No, a lot. I can understand it. It has a very specific flavour. You definitely need to like root beer, otherwise you hate root beer for sure. Feels rounder than Dr. Pepper. You sound like the kind of person who should be interpreting the musical instruments of Dwarf Fortress instead of me. If you can have a round flavour, then you could probably interpret a round sound quite well. I don't know though, Dr. Pepper feels pretty round in my mind. Maybe that's just psychological imprinting of the bottle shape, because it comes in those big round bottles. Like a radiant taste. Ooh, radiant. Amazing. Tastes like it's literally emitting light. Imagine that. Glowing drinks. Is there such a thing? I would very much doubt its safety if I saw a glowing drink. I'd be like, oh, is this safe to eat? I once saw someone drink the contents of a glow stick. I often wondered just how bad it was for him. Can't have been great, right? Can't have been fantastic. There's got to be a reason they seal those things away. Not least it wasn't good for him because it was full of broken shards of glass from the little mixer thing. Foolishness. Foolishness. That was down Chiselhurst Caves, that was. The old Labyrinth live-action role-playing system. Actually, I think that still goes, to be honest. Mountain Dew doesn't quite radiate light, but I see what you mean. I mean, if you put a UV light on it, it certainly has the illusion. True, a lot of the stronger sugary sodas will definitely strip the toilet clean. Oops, excuse me. Pardon me. Should have put the pitch shifter on that one, shouldn't I? Captured it for posterity. Quite the impressive belch. I must admit that is one of the things that draws me to root beer so strongly. It seems able to pack quite a strong belching punch, as it were. Coca-Cola also does it, but root beer just seems to have the edge for me. There's a little bit more belching resonance. Looks like our moody dwarf has picked up some kind of giant gemstone, hauling it over to be integrated into some piece of clothing that they're working on. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Make something we can kill with. Mind you, I suppose you could technically kill with a piece of clothing. You could strangle someone with your knickers, couldn't you? Which Jackie Chan film is it where he pisses on the silk shirt to bend the metal bars? That is Jackie Chan, isn't it? Gets locked in a cell. He's got a silk shirt and he pees all over it to make it wet, and then twists the metal bars of the cell so he can escape. And then discovers there's water in the cell, so he didn't need to pee on it. Is that what happens? I forget. It's probably Rush Hour, isn't it? Probably one of those. One of them movies. Oh, come on, Fortress. Do something entertaining. Give me a giggle. Give me a little chuckle. Bring a twinkle to my eye. Or bring my eyes to a twinkle. How about that? Oh, hello. We're 3 Z levels up now. Only 5 to go. It shouldn't take too much longer. It has Owen Wilson in it. Oh, does it now? Many energy drinks have ingredients that will fluoresce. They will glow in UV light. Oh, didn't know that. Mind you, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are only in there as marketing things. You can tell it's real, monster, if you shine a UV light on it. You put a puddle on the table, you shine the UV light in, and if the ghost of Hideo Kojima rises out and starts to strangle you, you know you've got the good stuff. Tonic water 2. Oh, I think I knew that one. I think I knew that tonic water would fluoresce, but I'd forgotten it. Ah, dear oh dear. Shanghai Noon, that was the one. Yes, I remember now. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. I can't remember if he actually needed to pee on the shirt now, but I think the joke is he peed on the shirt to make it wet and there was like water available and he could have made his shirt wet anyway. Ah dear. Reminds me of old Kung Pao. Anyone remember that film? That's a lot of nuts! Master Betty will see you now. Chosen! Wee 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 wee. Classic movie. Classic hybridization of multiple movies, actually. They made that one by chopping up a couple of old kung fu movies and then inserting some fresh footage. Not enough of those films these days. There was a Roman one I watched with my mum and dad years ago that made us cry laughing, where they had like an old Roman swords and sandals film that they'd redubbed, like to play in an Australian cinema. God, I can't remember what it was even called. That was an incredible film. Oh, you mean Kung Pao? Or do you mean the one I'm mentioning now that I can't remember the name of? Because Kung Pao is incredible. You just think, this has to be a labour of love, because no one got this script and went, I'll invest. Just off the cuff, did they? Someone definitely had to put their own money into that. Yeah, no, it was like a massive, like, slow production that took forever. Very fastidious work. It was on the Corridor Crew videos, actually, recently. They do like a thing where they sit down and look at CGI and stuff in movies and say whether it's good or not. And that one they were like, for the time, good. It's good. Yeah. One of the Oderdirk boys. Pardon me. But also, congratulate me. That was a good burp. That was a good burp. I don't understand people who get upset by burping. The feeling of a powerful belch escaping your mouth is fantastic, second only to the fart. And, you know, it has the bonus of having, you know, nearly all noise, very little stink. And the chance of follow through is much lower than with a fart. Well, maybe not. Your mileage may vary with that idea. Some of you may have a darker gusset than others. Come on, fill my system. It's taking way too long. Is there anything happening on the surface? You know what? I'm going to fling that fucking switch open and see what happens with the Minotaur. The fortress is not gathering my attention strongly enough, and therefore, boom. It's Minotaur. It's Minotaur time. This is the right one, isn't it? Control M. Yep, it's the right one. We'll cut to the surface. We'll wait for the switch to get flipped, and then we'll see what happens. Is the Minotaur even still here? That is a question that needs to be answered. Yeah, still here. It is quite a distance from the fortress. There's no way it would realistically know we'd opened the gates. But maybe it will respond. Maybe once the gates open, it'll just beeline down here, lickety-split, quick as it can, pumping its little hooves as fast as physics will allow. I'm hoping it will go straight into a cage trap and not actually kill the people from the mountain home. But if it does kill the people from the mountain home, so what? Oh, it looks like that might be unavoidable now, because they're going to be going through the bridge when he does. Oh, shit. Shit, as they say. Although these guys do appear to be suddenly taking a different route off of the map. Yeah, look at them. Interesting. They've decided not to cross the river, but instead just head for the edge of the map this way. Okay. Well, what's made you make this decision? It's probably the Minotaur, right? I'm guessing it's the Minotaur. Oh, and now my dwarves feel the irresistible urge of the surface world. Look at them go. Hooray! Let's traipse all over the surface and hope the Minotaur doesn't get us. Alright, fuck off. We're not doing it this way. I didn't realise so many of you would do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate the alert in Burrow 1. Everybody's going to charge back inside. Come on, in you come. And then once you're done there, we're going to wait for the Minotaur to get caught in a cage trap, because, you know what? Much as it's fun to lose the occasional dwarf, it can get a bit too sad. It can get too sad. Too much. So where's the Minotaur gone? Don't tell me it's not coming now. After all that fanfare and kerfuffle, it's decided, nah, I'm just going to hang around for it. I don't care. Oh, caps lock. There we go. Now I can press U. Where is he? He's not moving towards the fortress, really, is he? And if he is, he's taking his time. Oh, both of the things I said there instantly revealed to be false. The thing's making a beeline for the fortress as quick as it can. It's nice, though. It's someone else to watch, isn't it? It's slightly more interesting than watching the water slowly build up in our system. Oh, thank you very much, Ura's Rune. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. And thank you very much for the raid. I've still got about an hour in me, so don't worry. It's not one of those cases where we're both finishing at the same time again. Hello, Retro Game Collective. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. We're waiting for a Minotaur to head into our fortress. Oh, there's a corpse out here, isn't there? Shit, that's probably what everyone was rushing out to get, wasn't it? Well, once the Minotaur's been caged, it's not going to be a problem, is it? It's going to be fine. Hello, Dr. Phineas. Welcome back. Oh, come on, Minotaur. Is it Minotaur? Minotaur? Not sure how you emphasise the syllables correctly, but we'll figure it out one day. Jesus Christ, this thing is slow. Come on. 7 frames a second. What's happening here? Oh, of course, it's because I've got the military alert on. What are these two doing? Oh, you fucking spunk jugglers. What are you playing at? Oh, yeah, just run out and start a fight with the Minotaur. Why don't you? It's probably for the best. Holy shit, he killed it. What a badass. Let's have a little look and see what happened there. Was it the elite wrestler Sibrek or the militia commander Curly Fries who dealt the final blow? The Swords Dwarf stabs the Minotaur in the upper body with her steel short sword, tearing the muscle and tearing the right lung. The Minotaur is having trouble breathing. The Minotaur punches the Swords Dwarf in the left upper arm with his right hand, bruising the muscle through the giant flying squirrel leather cloak. The Swords Dwarf slashes the Minotaur in the neck with her steel short sword, and the severed part sails off in an arc. Well, there we go. Seems like my sword training is paying off in a big way. It's making our fortress safe. Amazing. Oh, was that even one of our guys, or is that one of the traders lollygagging? Oh, it's the merchants. You bullshitters. Oh well, no, that means we can turn the alert off at least. Military alert off. Lovely. Fantastic. That was a pretty impressive turnaround. I genuinely thought he was going to be beaten down. He was like, nope, I'm going to cut the bloody Minotaur's neck off. Not its head. I'm not going to cut its head off. I'm going to sever its neck and watch its neck sail off in an arc. I mean, that's a pretty impressive move, right? You've got to do like a double. Once on the top, once on the bottom. Bang, done. Oh, Thicket has begun a mysterious construction. That's very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Oh, blimey, I've got a notification that Blind is hosting me. Hello, Blind. Thank you very much. No notification popping up on screen, but old OBS's Twitch activity feed. It's like the Eye of Sauron. Nothing gets past it. I see you, like Gollum, trying to sneak your way into my stream, searching for your precious, demanding to know what's in a good hobbit's pockets. But hey, Eye of Sauron sees all. You're not getting past me. You're not making it in here without getting clocked. That's all I can say. Hello, Harold Beaver. Welcome back. What would you call 60 Minotaurs? An hour or two. Sorry, I'm catching up here. You think this is a game? Says G Panzer 101. Well, I did, but it's, I suppose, potentially possible that it's actually a simulation of a real world. I mean, I say possible. Possible seems like a bit of a strong word in this scenario, but we'll see. We'll see. Hello, Gimper. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Blind. I see you there, looking snoozy. And unsurprisingly, your stream schedule is long and hard. Much like... wait, where am I going with this? This seems to be taking a weirdly erotic turn. Let's avoid this. Let's just make out it didn't happen. You know. This didn't happen. Let's unpause the game, because it would appear that my construction has begun on my weird item. The Brown Eye of Sauron. Ooh, you don't want to get caught up under that one. Heavens above. That's actually underground, beneath the tower. And when you see it fall over at the end of Return of the King and the eyes going, ooh, 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 what you can't see is there's a big underground part going. It's a farty nightmare down there. Oh no, a cavey sow is starving. Dreadful. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, G Panther. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. At least I know that you're not put off by the asshole of Sauron blasting underneath Mordor. That's good. It's good. Good to know. Make a note of that one. Put it in my little marketing book. My little strategizing book. How to Grow Stream. Develop more humour based around the rectum of a god in Middle-earth. There we go. That should bring him in. That should have the hordes descending on the stream. It'd be nice. Oh, hello. Looks like we've got a visit from old Arnie. Sal has summoned the oily muscle man himself, and he's come to have a little peek and see how things are going on. Lovely. I think that's a rocket in that pocket. Heavens above. What, in Sauron's pocket? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? That in the front, where we've got Sauron's bumhole deep underground, blasting out in fear as he dies, is there also a little, an old chap, little ding dong, wangling around at the front? Possibly. The stream is certainly going a bit crude, isn't it? It's terrible. What's happening here? To be frank, I demand more of Gachi Silmarillion references. Oh, heavens above. Heavens above. Isn't Gachi like those collectible pods you get out of like vending machines? Or am I fundamentally misunderstanding the nature of Gachi? Is that not what it is? Actually, Sauron wasn't a god. He was a fallen Naya. Oh, Maya, sorry. Wrong pronunciation there. Was Aul Maya. Ah. Mia. Maya. Mia. Maya. La 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 la. That's what Sauron said. Sorry, I might have been crossing my IPs over here. Sauron was strong in the Force, servant of Morgoth. Oh. I mean, if you're forming an army to fight the forces of good, I mean, not to criticise, but I wouldn't put more Goths in my army. I would avoid Goths. I wouldn't want them like knocking around my military, depressing everybody, telling everybody how nobody liked me at school. I ran out of white face paint. Oh, it's terrible. Suddenly Sauron is Italian? Maybe. His name certainly sounds a little bit Italian, doesn't it? Has a certain Italian zing to it. Sauron. Maybe. Or maybe not. Where else could Sauron be from, though? I wonder what... Maybe he's actually a fanatic for incredibly sour sweets, like the Sour Patch Kids I see on the table here. And his name's Ron. But he's been so mad for sour sweets for so long that nobody remembers his name is just Ron. And the name Sour Ron, originally dubbed to appoint him, has now suddenly melded into a single name. Maybe that's what happened. There's only one way to find out. We're going to have to exhume the corpse of J.R.R. Tolkien and use his bones as soothsaying tools. That's the only possible way to get an accurate answer. Now, who's got a shovel? And a map of Oxford. Presumably he's buried in Oxford. I don't know. It's me, a Sauron. Honestly, Noldor were quite depressed of all the goth agenda. You reckon? Do you reckon there was an actual, like when I say goths, of course I mean like Robert Smith from The Cure goths, not, Visigoths, not rampaging barbarian hordes bringing about the end of fucking Rome. That's not what I'm talking about. That would be madness. I'm talking about the kind of people you'll find at a certain time of year in Whitby, the city of Whitby, or town rather. Where are we? Hello, Alive in Dreams. Welcome to the stream. What a lovely name. We'll need the Goths for the exhumation. That's a good point, actually. Then again, I don't know. I went to see a stand-up comedian once who pointed out the fact that a Goth is basically just a metalhead with a mortgage. I mean, those like velvet jackets and top hats, they don't pay for themselves. You've got to have a little bit of finance behind you for being a Goth. And, I don't think grave digging pays that well. Even if you're doing it in the naughty side of grave digging, the taking stuff outside, I don't think it pays well enough to keep you in white makeup and top hats. I had a goth phase, says Salford Sal, and a punk phase, and a rock phase, and a raver phase, and a few other phases. I think it's fair to say I wasn't very committed. I just like dressing up. I had an intense metal and punk phase that lasted quite a long time, and I still have the hair for it. Hey, look at that. Basically an enormous dreadlock at the moment, but, it counts. Thicket faith mesh. No. Thicket Fathimesh. Fathimesh. Thicket Fathimesh, captain of the guard, has created Ageksha, an orca leather helm. Wow. She claims it as a family heirloom. She's done it. She's managed to make a Free Willy helmet. Fantastic. Let's take a little peek at this masterwork. And here's me banging on about how shit fucking clothing workshops are for making artifacts, and someone's only gone and made a fucking orca leather helm. Daub Flame. Let's take a little look at it. It's worth 114 grand, as you would expect. And let's have a little look at it. This is an orca leather helm. All craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular rhyolite cabochons and cushioned schist cabochons, decorated with orca leather and encircled with bands of giant ibex leather, round pink tourmaline cabochons, and briolet-cut aquamarines. This object menaces with spikes of demantoid? Let's look that up. On the item is an image of dwarves in giant hedgehog leather. The dwarves are labouring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Cryptbeards by the bearded machine in the triangular town in the early spring of 500. On the item is an image of cushion-cut gems in giant cave spider silk. On the item is an image of 2 Cool tats follies in Cat's Eye. Cool tats follies? I don't know. Let's not belabour that too much though. I was poo-pooing this item from the very outset, and it turns out it's amazing. It's amazing. It's basically a hat from that guy out of my Superhero Academia, whatever it's called. I call it Superhero High School. It's basically like turns you into that guy. Turns you into the guy from that. Demantoid is a relatively rare gem found only in chromite, which itself is only found in olivine. Oh, intriguing. Let's have a little look here. We've got some more names in chat here. Metapod. Sorry, G-Panther. What's a Metapod? I've got to scroll up in chat now. I haven't got enough context to know what you're talking about. Here we go. It's a me, Salrino. Already read that one. We'll need the goths for the exhumation. I had a goth phase. What phase are you in now? Oh, Metapod. I see. G-Panther is evolving like a Pokemon. Heavens above. I'm stuck in the emo phase for 12 years. Oh, that's all fine. I remember when emo music was a new thing. Insane. Are you a fan of Willy helmets? I mean, I'm a particular fan of one. I mean, mine is incredible. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. But but the rest of them, I can take or leave. It's fine. Viking Lord 2000 says, claims it as an heirloom and then probably will leave it somewhere random in the fort. Now, I thought that by the way, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I thought that claiming as a family heirloom actually meant something, but apparently, he says, wagging his finger in a sort of state of mock admonishment, apparently, wiggle wiggle, that's not true. Apparently they don't give a fuck about it. There's just like a flavour text that pops up and they just dump it on the floor and move on. I know, right? Terrible. The outside is wholly unnecessary. So, that's my opinion at least. I grew up in Whitby, says Dave Annoying. There was surprising lack of native goths. It's mostly old people and charity shops. Well, that's why Dracula chose to land there, didn't he? Didn't want to get mobbed by the goths. Didn't want to get pulled out of his coffin with people going, oh, sign my top hat. Leave your fingerprints on my makeup. Oh, heaven knows I'm miserable now. I shouldn't mock goths. I quite like goth music. I'm a fan. I like the what's that band? Sisters of Mercy. They're good. They've got that one song that everybody loves. You know the one. We all know it. Know it? Know it. Sisters of Mercy were excellent. Are they in the past tense now? Or don't they still do stuff? I wonder. Let's stop staring at this stupid hat for now, and let's let the fortress continue ticking over, because we've got important developments taking place downstairs, and they're not happening anywhere near fast enough. The less paused time, the better, in my opinion. Oh, it's a YouTube video. What's this? Is it good or is it shit? Oh, it's Bad Religion album. I think I know the right song. I think I know the wrong way, kids. It's good. An idea if they're still going. I think they were over by the time I was in my goth phase. Wow. I mean, in order to ascertain just how much of a goth you were, how thick were the soles on your boots, and how many buckles were there going all the way up to your knees? And did your top hat have a veil on it? Sorry, I'm just laughing at something I said to a friend once. I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to repeat it. That would ruin the joke. Come on now. Oh, heavens above. Fishnets and hair that goes up when it should just go down. I never went strict goth. I was called a goth by many people because I had long hair, and apparently that's the only criteria needed to be called a goth. But I never actually fully embraced it. Although I do have a friend who did fully embrace it. Went to Slimelight and everything. All the London clubs. Having a whale of a time he was in his top hat. Purple velvet dresses and fishnets, yes. I know the style. I know the style. Memories. Ah, come on, Dwarf Fortress. Let's make something happen here. I like the whole sexy goth look, but I'd be absolutely petrified. To be honest, Dave, I mean, I don't think a purple dress... I've never met you, but, you know, just going by the Dave in your name, I'm guessing a purple velvet dress is not going to be your go-to choice for the sexy goth look. I think you're going to need, like, some kind of PVC trousers and black eyeliner. That's going to be more your realm. I was a goth only by association/osmosis. Some friends were extremely gothy. Yes, I mean, I had some extremely gothy friends. I used to go to all the Vampire the Masquerade live action games back in the late 90s and early noughties. So I knew a lot of goths. Uh-oh, bear with me one moment. Got a bit of technical difficulties in the old nether regions. Oh. There we go. Oh, God. A little bit of a slapdash muting situation there. I don't think I got rid of all of it, but hopefully the jumper and t-shirt combined layers will protect me from my cornholer virus assailant. Assailant? Excuse me. Oh, I see. There is a lot of Venn diagram crossover with the goth and the rock and all that jazz. Very easy to slip through the groups, or slip between the groups, rather. I did dress up as a Nosferatu. I did, G-Panther. That was my favourite clan. I used to love slapping latex all over my face and picking holes in it and putting red face paint underneath it to make it look like I was all scabby. I had a Nosferatu character called Armitage Shanks. And, yeah, we had a lot of fun. I don't remember all of it, to be honest. I was drinking very heavily at the time. Recreationally, of course, but, you know, they held the games in pubs, and by the end of the evening, I was always 3 sheets to the wind. 2 fangs to the neck, you could say. If you wanted to really have a belaboured shit metaphor. Ah, dear. Don't force it, you'll draw mud. Yeah, I don't want to sign my gusset. I want to be careful. I want to keep those farts nice and natural. Nothing forced. Rough Rapaz says Scoundrel is the sexiest of the goths. Heavens above. First of all, I'm not technically a goth. And secondly, there are some pretty sexy goths, you know? That'd be a bit of a competition. I don't think I quite stack up anymore. Certainly not since first lockdown. I mean, I had a literal moment where I was like, oh my god, none of my trousers fit me anymore. I can't even get them under my gut and do them up, which is, you know, not great. But hey, I'll get rid of it one day. Ah, dear. I have a good resonance. Oh, nice. The chair doesn't think so. I think the chair's losing the battle a bit. It might burst into flames if I fart again, but we'll see how it goes. Oh my god, the worst clan. I prefer to have conversations with TVs and painting, if you follow me. You're a horrible Toreador. Mind you, the conversation with TVs could be a Malkavian, who knows. Malkavians are okay, mixed bag, you never really know what you're going to get. But Toreador... disgusting. No, well, you know, it's going to be a while before I can fit back. You know what? I feel like there's actually an element of shrinkage in some of my clothes. I do think some of the clothes I get are shrinking in their first or second washes, because I ain't getting that. I'm not getting fat that quickly. There's no way, like, the next day I've gained an inch. That's insane. Or maybe I am. Maybe just I am one of the most efficient weight gainers there is out there. Maybe they'll be cutting the side of my house off to roll me into an ambulance. I'll be getting, like, fucking training mice to run through my arteries and clear out the fat. That sounds really bad. I don't think that would work. First of all, you'd need small mice or a big heart, and I don't have either of those. Not that kind of small mice, anyway. That is, 2020 is the year of getting fat, really, for me. I've never really been proper fat, and now when I walk at the top of the stairs, I see my reflection in the glass of the window with the night behind it, and it's just basically my gut looming round the corner, followed by my tits, and then my face comes into view, and I'm like, oh no! When did this happen? But it's okay. I'll get rid of it eventually. He lied. This is it. This is the downward slide for me. I've hit 40. Boom. No more growing upwards. It's all outwards from here on out. This is my first year where I could feel my back jiggling when I run up the stairs. Not had it with the back yet. Definitely had a tip-based shockwave or two. Definitely had like the going up the stairs, getting out of breath and going, oh my god, my tits are still going up and down. Stop! I've been off the stairs for a good minute. It's terrible. It's terrible. You actually got an available gym and a swimming pool. Heavens above. I don't have that. We've got a paddling pool in the garden that I could go and float in, but I don't think November's the best time for it. I feel like I'd probably get more out of it in the summer. And then I don't do it because I'm just not into that kind of thing. That's just a confirmation you're not a vampire. You don't like mirror matches. Well, it's not to say I don't mind. See, I have a problem with mirrors. I can't look into a mirror without pulling a stupid face or saying something or starting to have a little conversation with myself. It's very difficult. You see me, if you catch me walking past a mirror, you'll see me. I've locked eyes with myself. I'm looking at myself going, I can't help it. I do it in shop windows, anywhere I can see my own reflection. I become fascinated and start acting like a child who's been dropped on their head. Still, it could be worse, couldn't it? I could just start taking all my clothes off and, bombing children or something. There are worse things that one could do in their life. Oh God, I had to take it to the dark place and the pink place at once, didn't I? How rude. How terrible. You'll start to shrink, which means if you keep the same weight, it'll expand outwards. That's a good point. Maybe I should do like, what was that guy at the end of Nightbreed who carves his face off with those razors? Maybe I should do that. Just start peeling myself off. Taking little layers from my feet and the top of my head. Mind you, if I take layers off the top of my head, I'm going to go Terry Nutkins pretty fast, aren't I? Maybe I should avoid that. Scoundrel L? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure I get the reference. Scoundrel L. I don't have an ounce of fat anywhere on my body except my belly. It all goes there and it's honking massive now. Well, I don't know. I've noticed my hands are starting to look fat. I'm looking at my little hands and I'm going, building up a layer of lipids under the skin. Very good. It's not so bad. A little bit pregnant. Oh, don't talk to Kel about that. Oh God, heavens above. Hello, Magna Draconmon. Magna Draconmon, I think I got that perfectly right. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I do, but with the selfies. Which one's that? Hang on. Proper dad bod, even though I've got the face and currently hair of a teenager. Oh, hair of a teenager. I mean, where are you keeping that? In your cupboard? Ho, what a joke. I'm making fun of the fact that he might have a corpse in his wardrobe. What am I talking about? Oh, medium, large, extra large. That makes sense. I would have jumped straight to the XL, Scoundrel XL. But, your joke logic works perfectly. It just fell in the wrong lap of someone who wasn't going to get it. Dear, oh dear. Apparently so. The thing is, last year I was wearing a pair of shorts that I bought when I was 14. So this is a very dramatic change I've been normally quite skinny for my life, and now suddenly, I think it's where I packed in cigarettes. I gave up tobacco in January, and where I haven't smoked any tobacco, I hear that makes you suddenly start eating a shitload more and your metabolism goes funny. So that, combined with my 40th birthday, I think has been the perfect storm of gut expansion. But hey. I see. Plutonium Jesus using the financial method for weight loss. Very clever. Very clever. Or, mandatory, I suppose, would make more sense. It's not really something you've chosen to do. Like teenagers that wear a hat all day. I remember back when I used to wear lots of hats. I've mainly because I don't really go out much that I don't wear hats anymore, but I used to love a good hat. When I was a teenager, early teenager, I used to have a bright orange, like day glow baseball cap that I bought at a theme park somewhere, and I used to wear it everywhere. You could have fried chips in the grease in that hat. It was revolting. Still. Never mind. 72 kilograms last year, now I'm 92. It's funny, weirdly enough, I don't actually... If you tell me the weight of something, even in kilograms, doesn't matter if it's in stones and pounds or whatever, I can't really visualise it. I don't really have any sort of reference point for how much, like, that many 72 or 92 kilograms are. It doesn't really doesn't summon any images to my mind. I can only tell fatness from, there's skinny, there's medium, there's getting a bit gutty, like me, then there's starting to blob out, and then there's obese, or not, that's not as a technical term, as my grading scale, and then there's cut the side off the house size. That's the actual categories of weight that exist. Anything in between that, I don't know. These light up keyboards are good, but they don't show up all the little bits that go between the keys. Got some crumbs in this. Got to get a cotton bud or something in there to try and clean it out. Let's not get too distracted by it. How many floors have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're getting there though. It's filling up. It's filling up. Yeah, I mean, I never did that much exercise in the first place and didn't eat great, but I do think I've been eating worse since lockdown started. Again. Or since the first lockdown, basically. 185. I mean, that's pretty good. I hope I get to 90. Oh, yeah, that's weight. Sorry, for a second there I thought you were claiming to be nearly 200 years old. And then I realised tortoises can't type. Tortoises can't read or speak. This cannot be a 200-year-old tortoise I'm talking to. What is this madness? A cleaning kit for the keyboard. I've seen you can get like a silly putty kind of thing that you blob onto it. What only works in your channel? That looked like it worked. I see the old Kia and the Rainbow Blast. Is it supposed to do something else? Is it supposed to animate? I've been sucked into watching nothing happen with this election, and this stream is a welcome back. What a relief. Well, I mean, it's taken a while, that election, isn't it? It's taking a long time. They're not really getting on with it, are they? Still, probably best take as long as they need, right? Probably best not to rush things. It'll only cause problems. Problems and issues. I can see it in the chat mirrored on the screen. Oh, I see. I getcha. What you want is a keycap puller. Take them all off and then you can get it really nice and clean, then put them back on. Can I take keycaps off on this keyboard? I don't think it's actually a mechanical one. It's like a membrane one. I should be able to take the keys off though. Oh, for fuck's sake, the vile force of darkness has arrived. That's the last sodding thing we need. And the gates are open. Jesus Christ. Everybody get back inside, please. We're going to have to do another alert. I do apologise, but there's not really anything I can do about it right now. Let's go and see where our invaders are. Elves? And goblins? What is this bullshit? You want to attack me and you send elves? Is this just an attempt at producing the most vicious insult that has ever been insulted? We decided to bring elves in our army because we think you're shit. Wait a minute, is this the final Moody? Oh my god, it's the final Moody. Let's flip that switch downstairs as well. Both switches can get flipped. Lovely. Add pull now, and then this one will say add pull. We won't say now because just it'll be right. It'll be fine. Hopefully these are the only two lads we have on the surface. Wait, what's this? Is this someone fighting our lads? What the fuck? There's an elf getting into our fortress already? Goblins? Oh my god, get past the cave traps. Sorry, the cage traps. Everybody move! Oh my god. Everybody get out of there. Hopefully some of these lads will get caught in the cage traps or flipped into oblivion by this bridge. That would be ideal. I think we're going to see this boy get smashed first though, right? That's probably the most likely outcome. Come on, everybody pile in. Don't worry about it. The traps will just get you. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. You're not going to be in this horrible army. You're going to be a prisoner of war in my camp. Well, I say prisoner of war, just a prisoner, really. Ah, shit, they're stuck. Oh, we could flip the switch again just to smash whoever's underneath it. Why not? Why not? Let's go nuts. You know what I'm going to do, in fact? I'm going to come down to these levers. Where are they? Gone past them. Come back up to the levers. I'm going to click it. I'm going to say add pull. Now, I'll piss off. Go click on it. Click on it. Click on the lever. There we go. Add. Pull. Now, repeat. There we go. I'm just going to have them opening and closing it. Smash any poor sad sack who decides to come into our fortress. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully they'll get caught up in the traps. How many have we got? It's a few, but not an overwhelming number. We should be able to cope. We should be able to cope. Just about. Have we got to fill the whole water system? Well, maybe not technically, but I am going to. I feel like I want to, so we're going to do that. That's my plan, at least. That's my plan. Because if it doesn't work with that fully filled, then fuck it, the fortress can burn, and we'll try a new one next time. But if it does do it, then, well, we're going to spend a little bit more time here. We're going to get ourselves some sweet, sweet adamantine-clad military and try and get some combat endeavours going on. Try and actually fight some monsters. You know, fend off some of these sieges with actual combat. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. I've never seen a keyboard that doesn't have removable keycaps. That's true, I must admit, it's the same for me. I just don't want to knacker them. It is a brand new keyboard, pretty much. I've only had it since my birthday. Let's have a little look. Goblins kidnap elves and send them in first. Well, I mean, that's just rude. If you're going to fight somebody, fight them. Don't send elves in. That's like saying, well, I am going to shit in your bed, but I've decided to fart in the pillow first. There we go. And now, there we go. There's the poo. It's just not right. It's just not right. It's horrible, in fact. The worst kind of thing. I think I have put it on repeat. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good. I like how elves are like 10 to 1 dwarf and goblins similarly, but humans are really, really dangerous if you're on the wrong side. I didn't realise that. We've had a bit of conflict with the gobbos. I've fought some elves before. I don't really know if we've had that much of a human fight. Are they going to come in? Come on, lads. Get in those cage traps. You can have a whale of a time if you do. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Onto that bridge. Come on. No? You're going to be a little Dickens about it? You little funky dunker. How dare you? Are they going to be too timid to even try? Why isn't this guy getting smashed? I did put in an order for that lever to be pulled, but nobody seems to have done it. They seem to be much more interested in flirting with death. Let's let the goblins in. Let's not let the goblins in. Let's let the goblins in. Let's not let the goblins in. Shall we treat our mental health patient with his scheduled smashing? No, apparently not. Apparently that's not what they want to do. They're going to leave it. Just going to leave it. Human slaves are one thing, but a proper human civ at war with you is tough. I mean, to be honest, I've never paid enough attention in Dwarf Fortress to actually learn much. So, all these things, I may well have experienced them, but just never really absorbed the information. Never really took in the lessons. Oh, this is going to be sweet if it closes. Oh, yeah. Did nobody get pinged? Oh, fuck it. Nobody got pinged. Mind you, that is going to open again in a second and absolutely obliterate these boys. Go on, you head for the cage traps. Go on. Cage traps. Cage traps, sir. And somebody just flip that switch. Oh, come on now. Get these guys smashed. If this lot gets seen being obliterated, their friends will be unable to resist running away. Surely. Oh, did we get anybody? I didn't see anybody go down, but hey, whatever. They're trying to come in again. Here we go. You're doomed to a cage trap. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Closed now. Closed now. Uh-oh. This might be a problem. We might actually end up with too many elves in our fortress. Which of course would be one elf, but we'll see. Are they going to get past this cage array? 1, 2, 3, 4? Doesn't look like it. I don't think they can take any route that will get them not past it. Or get them past it, rather. Oh, come on, open that up when there's a load of them standing there. I want to see people getting smooshed. Smooshed and squished. Crushed and pate-fied. No, 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 stand in the smashing zone. Stand in the smashing zone, sirs. Oh, you cheeky little... I'm so angry I can't even think of a word to liken you to. That's how angry I am. Come on, more of you across the threshold. I want this thing closing when you're standing on the thing. I want to see you flying through the air, pinging into walls and getting fucked up. Fucked up. No? Nobody got pinged inwards. That's interesting. Well, it'd be nice to see these two get smashed. Oh! Hello. Sad Sack's charged out and decided to get involved in the fighting. Turns out, he's not terrible either. Look, he's actually hurt some people. Or has he? Are those his bones and his blood currently splattered all over the hallway? It's not really easy to tell at a glance. It's not easy to tell at a glance. He's not been taken out yet, though. Which presumably means he's doing okay in combat. Oh, hang on a minute. I've opened the gates again. The bolts are flying. It looks like he's going to be in trouble. That said, still not dead. Putting up a bit of a fight. Holding back the tide. Just enough. Just enough. Is anybody coming in now? Come on, flip that switch again. Once that switch is closed, I think we might need to stop the orders for flipping it repeatedly. Let these guys get captured. Yeah, let's do that. Let's stop the order. Where is it? Down here? Nope, up here? Yes. Wait. Is that now? Oh, shit. Let's stop the repeat order. Go up to the surface. It's not open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm guessing it's going to be fine. Let's head down. Stop the lever pulling. And hope that it stays shut. That's the dream. Our brave, depressed guardian was ripped apart, which is okay, because we were only going to smash him with that drawbridge anyway, so it's hardly the end of the world. Shit! Pardon me. There's a big old guff right there. So we add, pull. Now get that one pulled, and then that should be the shutting of the fortress, the closing of the gates, the initiation of lockdown. 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 Come on. Start coming across the trap array. I want you guys getting captured. Especially if you're going to do this whole walking 3 abreast thing, because that's going to catch even more of you. It's much less efficient when you all cling this wall. Come on. Oh god. Literally every fucking goblin on the map is inside now. For Christ's sake. Come on. Are they actually going to flip that switch downstairs, or am I going to just let every single goblin into the fortress? Where is it? Come on. Looks like the switch has been flipulated, flipperized, flipuloned, flipaloonied. Come on, close. It's closed. Good. Good. That's what we wanted to see. Right, well now they've got no choice. It's over the traps or nothing, really. I mean, do we send our military in for to try and soften them up a bit? They've got ranged weapons, that's the problem. If we pop our military down here, they're just going to pew-pew. What we want to do is make them charge us across these traps. Hopefully, hopefully there's enough of them, enough of the traps that we can stop the incursion. But no guarantees. This is looking good though. Look, they're spreading out nicely and getting captured in the full width of the array. And these ones here aren't just cage traps either, these are actually weapon traps. The spinning green glass discs should make short work of some of these little wankers. Which would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, he can go one more square and get captured. Good. Come on, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're smashing up my trade depot, which is cute. We don't need to worry about that. That's fine. You go grind that MMO. Why not? Why not? I'm sure the MMO will appreciate it. The MMO will love it, in fact. Is that the siege? Are they abandoning? I think they are abandoning, aren't they? They're fucking off. At 7 frames a second, though, it's going to take a little while before we actually see any results from that fucking off. Jesus Christ, come on. Shall I turn the military alert off? I think it's unwise. While we've still got these elves fanning around in our fortress. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like there's about 5 of them, so even if they hug this wall, they can't really get to our lads. This guy's going wide for some reason. If he stands on there, it's going to be perfect. Come on, this way. Stand on that one. Captured! Holy shit! We just need one of them to go stand on this cage trap, and then they've used every single cage trap before the weapon traps. Amazing. Incroyable. Oh my god, it's nearly 3 AM. Ah well, my dreams of getting this mega structure finished before the end of the stream have been dashed cruelly on the rocks, like a toddler falling over a cliff. God damn it. Do I want a flippy switchy? I don't think I do. I might want to end the... I'm going to do that. I'm going to end the alert. Here we go. We might get a little bit of trouble. Might end up with some bloodshed, but I'm hoping it's actually going to result in... Oh, there it goes again. Look, all the bloody spinning green glass discs ping out of the traps. Oh my god, I think we reduced one of the elves to pate in the air. Red mist. Right, lads. Be careful here. That's it. You run away. You run away and let the gobbos be lured into the traps. That's what we want. Caged gobbos. Caged goblerinos. Let me catch your goblins. They're not going to do it? Everyone's getting a little closer and then bricking it and running away. Are they emptying out the... I assume they're emptying out the cage traps or coming to collect stuff from the trade depot? Can't be sure, though. This guy appears to be hanging around here. He's getting a cage trap. Yeah, look. He's taking the gobbo cage down. One of my guys just shoot a crossbow. That doesn't seem right. I'm fairly sure none of my guys are trained to use ranged weapons. intriguing. But as intriguing as it is, I do need to finish the stream because it's 3 a.m. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to old Twitcherino here in a browser. I'm going to save the game here. Much as I would like to conclude this interesting scenario, we're going to save it. We're going to have to return to it next time. Right, let's have a little look at the Twitch listings, see if there's anyone streaming. Cupo's playing Dwarf Fortress, and we do raid Cupo fairly often. Fairly often. That is a good one. Anyone else streaming? Let's have a look. Cryptbeards, that's me. Cupo, Pythania, Ancient Chemist, and Nervous Fool. Now, before I send you all over to watch Cupo's stream, because Cupo's streams are pretty damn good, does anybody want to vote for one of the smaller streams? We've got Pythania, Ancient Chemist, and Nervous Fool all sitting here on one viewer. And I feel like they're probably going to feel pretty swell if we raid them. We've got 40 people here. I'm guessing, what? We'll get about 30 people go on the raid, won't we? Something like that. It's probably going to cheer people up. Let's take a look. Sal likes Pythania. Okay, we'll raid Pythania because, old Cupo is a lovely lad, but we do raid him a lot, so we'll see. We'll read him next time. Next time. So, with that in mind, let's head to the home screen. Put the camera back on. And I will type in /RAID space PYTHANIA. Is that how you spell it? Better check that. Otherwise it won't work. Pythania. There we go. So yeah. If I press enter now. There we go. You'll all be recruited into our raid. Won't that be lovely? We'll go in there and all say hello and be lovely people. Remember, my stream can be a little bit dark and weird, so, try to readjust yourself. Try to make sure you don't run in going, oh, heaven knows I'm miserable now, and all that kind of gubbins, because that won't fly. That'll fly very poorly. Fly very badly. No problem. Right, well, it has been a genuine pleasure streaming for you. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves, and hopefully our paths will cross again. Maybe I'll be playing Dwarf Fortress. Maybe I'll be playing something else. Who knows? There's probably going to be a few Blender streams coming up soon, and it's possible that a couple of the upcoming Dwarf Fortress streams may actually get canned and replaced with Blender streams, because we've got a project that I want to get finished, so we'll see what happens. But for now, thank you very much. Oh, maybe Minecraft on Sunday. Yes, I might well be interested in that. Message me in your Discord or my Discord or whatever, and we'll sort all that out, because it won't take me too long to install Minecraft. Anyway, we're running out of time for the raid. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'll speak to you in a bit, Sal, and we'll sort the Minecraft out. Bye-bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Enjoy the raid. Bye. There we go. And those of you watching the recording on YouTube,